Alrighty, hello, everybody, and welcome to Cyberpunk Game 1. Boom. Or rather, Team 1. Um, this is a game that we are aiming to play on Sunday afternoons, in the sort of mid to late afternoon, after all, ending in the early evenings. Um, this is their second session. So I'm going to go ahead and let everybody introduce themselves before we sort of do a bit of a recap on what happened last time. Starting at the top to the bottom in the Foundry order, we begin with David.
Hi, I'm David. I play Saja. He is a disgraced Korean pop star attempting to claw his way back to the sort of life to which he'd become accustomed, and along the way get revenge on those who betrayed him.
Sounds good. And then that brings us over to FRA.
Yep, I'm FRA. I play Jack Striker. He's a nomad turned solo who wants to hit it big and become a well-known and respected person of reputation in Night City. He's looking to hit it big. No nonsense solo.
Over to Grassy Knoll.
Well, I'm Gabriel. I play Francis, the executive. Very ambitious and also looking to hit it really big.
And Monday.
Hello, I play Igini. He's a up-and-coming fixer, new to Night City, planning on establishing his control over things, I guess.
Okay. Grab something here. So in the last session, the group all had their own individual things that they were engaging in. We had Saja trying to find some sort of gig, something that could tide him over at least for a little while in between rent and all of his regular expenses. Going out into the world of Night City to see if there was something that he might be able to do to make a little bit of extra scratch. In the meantime, we also had Francis at his job in finding out some information on a occurrence that had happened the day before. One that a lot of people were focused on for one reason or another. And one in which he is still currently trying to figure out, A, what he can do with the information that he does have, and B, how to obtain more, and then C, what to do with that information once he gets it. He is utilizing his own personal netrunner that works directly under him in order to get this information, but it is proving to be something that he requires a little bit of help for. It's not something as simple as just eavesdropping on someone or just doing a quick net search. This is something that requires a little bit more know-how as to how to acquire. This led him to doing a lot of different espionage work, heading to one particular place to find out that there was a demonstration that was going to be happening. The demonstration in particular was in order to rebel against the notion of the police in Night City, the NCPD themselves, seemingly only giving enough of a crap about someone to investigate their disappearance/murder after finding out that they were the son of a Mitsubishi exec. And all the rest of the sort of have-nots of the area of Arroyo gathering together to talk about why this is insufficient and what they can do about this information. In the meantime, Igni, a new fixer to Night City, is in the midst of trying to make a little bit of extra scratch for himself, as well as make a name for himself as well. He managed to get a meeting with a rather legendary media personality named Bess Isis, formerly having been an associate of Johnny Silverhand from back in the 2020s. Bess explained that she was aware that there was some information that was being hidden by the NCPD concerning the event that happened the day before, and she was curious as to why they were hiding this information. And asked if he might be able to get something on her behalf in terms of trying to help solve this particular mystery. Igni had hired Jack Straker, a fairly new solo to the area, also trying to make a name for himself, to be his bodyguard as he investigated this particular matter. Saja had found himself fairly useful to them in being able to talk to various different types of people, as well as attract the attention of people that they need in order to continue to move forward. All of them eventually met at the demonstration in the midst of their various investigations. At which point, Francis's netrunner had noticed Saja attempting to attract someone who knows a little bit about tech, since the group is currently looking for a netrunner. The two then approached, and the group began having a bit of a conversation. In the midst of this conversation, however, a shot rang out in the midst of the evening, interrupting the speech by the Union head, Jack Carlo, who was giving a speech as to why it might be better if Night City's various different boroughs and districts maybe govern themselves, as opposed to having a council and an NCPD that doesn't seem to care terribly much about them. The shot was tracked by Mr. Stryker to a fifth-floor apartment on the apartment building that they had all been standing in front of. At which point, he recommended that literally everybody start moving really quickly, because chaos was certainly soon to follow. And we open up with him being absolutely right about that. Because as it turns out, after the shot had rung out, it took very little time for everyone else in the demonstration to notice what had happened, to see Carlo's body dropping to the floor of the stage, and then immediately begin to yell, shout, scream, start running away, running around, trying to figure out what to do. Security starts getting antsy. They start getting engaged with the group, trying to get them settled down. That only ends up making the group get a little bit more rowdy, and before you know it, you've got a good old-fashioned riot on your hands. People are starting to come out, see what's going on. They see police officers beating on people who are fleeing in terror, scared of whatever the hell's going on, because the police officers don't know what happened. They think that somebody just shot somebody in the midst of the crowd. So they're treating everybody like they might be dangerous, and it's just compounding on the issue. So chaos is certainly occurring around the entirety of the group. Question is, what do you guys do about it?
Okay, so was I able to get the group like out of the general riot area before people started panicking, or like we're still in the midst of getting out?
You're still kind of like getting there. Like you're kind of in the middle of it still. Like you managed to pull everybody out of the main road where a lot of the sort of like action is going on right now. You're kind of like on the sidewalk, pushed up against the various different buildings that kind of line the corner here. So you do have a way to maybe like kind of push your way through the crowd and get past the NCPD, but that's going to be a process.
Is Echo with us?
He is.
Okay, I want to keep an eye on him.
He is also just as panicked as everybody else.
All right. Seeing the for Jack, my major priority is Igni, and then the rest of the group, since everyone's all just bunched up together. I look for the best path and I direct us to get out before the riot. It's like we can figure out what happened later. We need to get to safety now. And I start like shoving everybody in a direction to safety outside the panic area.
All right, Jack, as you're kind of shoving sort of a path for everybody, go ahead and make me, let's call it a brawling check, as you're kind of like wrestling through various other people who are kind of like in your way and trying to just kind of shove them in different directions to create a path for everybody else. Very good. 17, not a problem. As you kind of like grab one person in front of you, shove them to the side. Another person runs, like kind of gets thrown into you by an NCPD officer. You knock that person into a building. NCPD officer actually ends up like coming up to you guys and seeing that you're just like violently making your way through here, and starts like holding up what appears to be sort of like a tase gun of some sort, and he's just like, "What are you guys doing?"
Look at him and just say, "We're trying to get out of here because it seems like a mess."
Why don't you go ahead and just stand right there until we get everything settled down?
Sir, please, we saw somebody. I think he had actual grenades.
You saw grenades?
Yeah, over in that way. So I'm just gonna like point off in that direction, the opposite to the way that we were moving from. We just really need to get out of here.
Give me an acting
it's
check.
Be bad.
Okay, 17. He looks to you for a moment and just kind of, he narrows his eyes before looking over to some of the other officers who are kind of like standing and pointing their weapons at the various people, trying to get them to back off. And he's like, "Hey!" Whistles to all of them, motions to them, and then he kind of does several different hand motions to indicate kind of like an NCPD code to them, as him and two other officers kind of like get together and start basically doing the same thing you guys were doing and body checking their way through the crowd as they start trying to look for somebody who has a lot of explosives on them. Which allows all of you to then walk past where the perimeter had been set up.
Perfect. I turned to Sasha like, "Good job with that. I was planning on knocking him out."
Yeah, you just serve other assets.
It's the easiest thing to do when there's somebody who's in a position of authority. Appeal to it. You know, make them think that they're in charge.
Yeah.
Echo didn't get lost, did he?
Echo is kind of like in between you and the rest, like kind of being pushed along. He's got his big old bag in front of him right now because he was in the midst of trying to set up the laptop that Saja had brought, because the trick was Sasha was pretending he was setting up a laptop to help him set up a performance, and so Echo's trying to help with that, and then all this chaos happened. So now he's just got a fuck ton of equipment he's just fumbling around with while he's being shoved with all of you.
Okay.
While we're outside the perimeter, Jack looks around. Does he find any like safe spots, like an alleyway or a corner where no one's paying attention to, so we can all just huddle up there?
Give me perception.
Okay, perception.
At the same time, if we've like crossed over the edge of the sort of perimeter that the lawman had set up, is there any sort of lawman who's holding back, somebody who looks like they might be more of an officer in charge who's like watching from a distance? Because if we can lift an agent, we can like achieve our objective before we leave.
I wasn't planning on leaving. Well, keep going.
At the moment, that you don't particularly see anybody who seems like they're in charge or giving orders or anything along those lines. Likely there's somebody who's kind of like connected to all the various other lawmen's, like either some mirror shades that they're using that are connected to their agents, whatever they're using to relay information back. Somebody is giving like sort of like getting all of this video feed, as well as like giving orders based on the video feed. So likely you won't find somebody out here who's just like shouting at anybody, or even like on a walkie-talkie or anything like that. They would likely be indoors somewhere, still probably nearby, what with how crappy the reception can be in the worst parts of Night City, but likely not out in the action. In the meantime, Jack, your perception, you are able to find an alley. It is not totally clear, It seems that there are at least like a handful of other people from the crowd who have managed to find their way to this same alley, but it seems to be the only place that's out of the way that you can see at the moment.
All right. I turn to the group. I point to the alley. Let's move a little bit back forward so we don't get harassed by the cops. And I turn to Echoes, the Netrunner.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I turn to him like, "You're savvy with computers, correct?"
Pretty good. I mean, that's kind of how I got the job.
You think you can find out what the hell's going on in that mess? You know, like hack into the the radio scanners, see who the big boss is, and find out what happened.
You're gonna have to be more specific about which mess.
Both, I would say. This riot and, the dead body turnout that we're all looking into.
Well, I guess I could look in to see what's going on the communications between the police right now.
That'd be helpful if you could find just, whoever's in charge.
Okay, well,
Do we, by chance?
Yeah, go
Lonnie,
for it.
do we
Echo.
know?
sorry.
Do we know who's the? Do we know who the? Did we get a name of the head officer? I feel like, or did we not? I can't remember.
You got a name
I
of a
haven't.
couple of officers. I believe one was Detective Santos, and
We have Waters as well.
and Sergeant Waters. Now, whether or not they're here, who knows?
Okay, and just checking. We only know about Detective Santos, while Echo and the executive know about Waters,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just tell Echo, keep an eye out for the name Detective Santos.
Santos. Okay, yeah, not a problem.
Echo.
Mhm.
Keep out for Sergeant Waters as well.
Right, of
Can
course.
be more authoritative role.
I'm gonna need a little bit of space. I gotta kind of do a little bit of a deep dive here if I'm gonna be taking a good look here. This is kind of on the fly hacking. It's not an easy thing to do if I'm not dived in. You know what I mean?
You got this, Echo.
Yes.
Give you all
Okay.
the space you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep watch, no worries. And I do like a perimeter check and make sure Echo's in a perfectly good place to do anything he needs. Make sure no one approaches us.
You watch him kind of pull out a little bit of a mechanism, cyber deck, one which is not something that you see terribly often out in the public, not unless somebody really wants to show off that they've got a whole bunch of high-tech gear on them, which is not usually the brightest idea walking around. Slaps that on his arm and hooks it up to his agent, and then you see him take several other wires and connect them into his neck as he sits himself up against a wall, and you see after a moment of him kind of like typing in some things and putting in some inputs, he kind of slumps over and goes unconscious.
And I see that happening.
God.
I turn to the group, like, let's surround him to make sure no one can see that he's slumped out deep diving. And I make sure I'm in the head of the group and have my hand on my sword just to be intimidating so no one approaches us.
Saja is going to take a position reasonably close to the alley and start rummaging around in his pack and give himself his shot of insulin, which he still needs for the day. So if anybody sees a group of figures who are gathered in an alleyway and one of them is slumped down against the floor, hopefully they think we're junkies.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. So let's see, Jack. Jack, this is going to be an interesting one. I need you to. You see the big old fight icon in the middle tab on the bottom? On your character sheet? Did I lose? Did I lose sound?
I hear you.
Okay.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Jack.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. A little bit of back noise.
Oh, not a problem. You see the fight icon in the middle tab on the near the bottom of your character sheet?
At the bottom, you said?
Yep.
It's near.
the fight icon
One
with the little angry face next to it.
Gotcha. I see it. Perfect.
All right, before you hit that, real quick, can I get an acting check from Saja? What this is essentially going to look like is, it looks like at least one of you, whichever one of you, is a drug dealer, either Igni or Francis, one of the two of you. And one of your customers is at the very least kind of like sitting down next to you guys, looking blessed out. And you have a bodyguard in the name of Jack, and whether or not somebody wants to mess with that situation. Now, Saja, you have gotten a 4 on your acting to act like a junkie, which is crazy.
Being way too cautious about actually like measuring out, doing basic proper medical protocol rather than the way an actual like heroin addict would probably be just jamming it into themselves.
Just not doing a great job at this. So in that case, Jack, go ahead and roll. When you click on it, it says it's gonna be roll confirmation for face down. Stat value is 6, and you are not going to be adding anything to this. So just click confirm.
On the fight icon?
Yes. So on the fight icon, you click it, and then it says roll for confirmation on face down, and then you just click confirm.
Rolling for face down. Gotcha. All right.
Yep.
And it automatically has the value.
Yes.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
So here's what's
Not
happening
good.
right
Okay,
now.
crap.
While you guys don't have the attention of the police because they're way more focused on the riot going on right now, the rest of you begin to note that there are a few people who are approaching your direction who look pretty pissed off. All of them are dressed in kind of like these odd sort of like biker leathers as they make their way over to you. One of them is kind of dragging a kind of like a lead pipe behind him. You can kind of hear it scraping along the road, the asphalt on the road next to him. As they begin to approach, and one of them just kind of tilts his head and cracks his neck a little bit and says, "Oi, Chumba! What are you doing in our territory, huh?
Oh,
You
like,
selling-
are they still...
You selling drugs? Where we live?
Before they, like, how far are they from them while they're speaking? Are they still close, or like 10 feet, 15 feet?
They're kind of like in the middle of the road.
Okay.
So probably about like 15 feet away.
All right, perfect. Seeing that they all have pipes and like weapons on them.
One of them's dragging a leg pipe behind him. You're pretty sure the other two might have something on them. If not like a baseball bat, maybe something a little bit more high tech, maybe a pistol. But these guys look like ganger types.
Okay, can I do like a human perception to see like? Because I'm not a talker, so I just want to do human perception. How high is the level of threat? Is it like guns? I want to see how many guns is on them. That's what I'm gonna check.
Go ahead. Ooh.
Damn.
So your eyes are nice and well trained for this sort of a thing as you begin to eye them up and see which ones have anything more than what they might initially be indicating that they have on them. Let me go ahead and check real quick. Okay, so you don't have cyber eyes. Good to know. But amidst all of them, you're kind of able to see that the guy who's dragging the lead pipe in front of him, he does have what appears to be some sort of like bulge on the upper right part of his hip that would indicate some sort of pistol there. You're pretty sure you see the guy on the right kind of keeping one of his hands behind his back, getting ready to draw one if it becomes necessary. And then you see the guy on the guy on the other side who appears to have a baseball bat in hand. He also has what appears to be a holster on his side that has a gun in it as well.
All right. So I have two. What's it called? I have two heavy pistols. But like my jacket, my Albadero's Nomad jacket is covering where the holsters are in my side, so you can't see them. They're concealed. But I'm not gonna pull them out yet. I turn to Saja and Igni, and I tell them real quick while they're coming, Can you talk them down? Because I have no problem ending them. They all three have guns, right? Three of
They
them have guns.
all three have guns. No, none of them have them out yet. One of them seems to maybe have their hand on one.
I
Just
look
in
at them like,
case.
oh, I look at the rest of the group like Saja and Igni. Can you talk them down, or I can shoot them before they pull their guns? If it's now.
I can try. Do I recognize which gang they are from? Like, they should be here, right?
Yes. Go ahead and roll me streetwise.
Can I do the same roll?
Yeah, about to say same because I'm pretty good with streetwise myself.
Yeah. If you
think-
want to identify what game they're in, that's fine.
Where?
Okay.
Yes. So,
I got 13. Not sure that's enough.
Yeah, I got 14.
Okay. Yeah, this is pretty standard fare for what seems to be the okay. Yeah, not only do the rest of you well, Saja can recognize that this is the 6th Street Gang. These guys are the guys who more or less run the protection racket here in Arroyo. As well as most of the other indiscriminate activity that tends to happen in this general area. Igni, you're not only able to recognize that, but you also recognize that none of these three are like high-ranking members. They don't have any particular like distinctive markings on them. These are just kind of like average enforcer types, soldiers that are just out here making sure that nobody's encroaching on their territory.
right. I'm just gonna say, hey guys, no, we're not selling anything. Our friend over here, he kind of lost his shit when whatever is happening over there happened. So we kind of dragged him out of the mess. And, well, he's out. So we're just making sure he's not being, dunked on or anything like that.
Go ahead and roll me conversation.
Nice.
The three kind of stop for a second before the guy with the lead pipe kind of like lifts it and then kind of puts it over his shoulder, and then he takes another couple steps forward as he like examines the group for a moment. Looks over to Saja and then to the lot of you before kind of like closing one of his eyes a moment, and then he looks back and kind of sees like between all of you the very faint outline of what he can make out with Echo kind of in his deep dive. It gives a bit of a spit as he spits on the ground, looks to the other two, and he exchanges a couple of quiet words with them before looking back to the rest of you and going, all right, well, you guys better get the fuck out of here soon, okay? As soon as your fucking buddy's all good to go. Go on, get out of here.
For sure. Appreciate it.
The three of them then kind of like make their way to the opposite side of the street. They're keeping an eye on you, but they're not approaching you anymore. So, let me roll a couple of things here. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So, you guys don't have to wait for terribly long. It's less than a minute before eventually Echo comes out of his deep dive and goes, whoosh. Oh, man. No Santos, but I got waters.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Nice job. Tell us everything.
So yeah, there's right now he's in the midst of kind of organizing everybody, giving orders just about this way and that. The 1 second as he goes into his cyber deck for a moment, and then you see him project a small map of Arroyo in front of you guys. And then he starts to outline some of the areas on the streets as he says, all right, about here is where most of the perimeter is situated. They're keeping most of the officers kind of like out a little bit and then sending them in when they need backup, just in case anybody ends up getting through. So where we are right now is still technically within the perimeter. They're just making the rest of the perimeter not look as obvious to anybody else. Outside of that, Sergeant Waters himself is currently based up in the old warehouse over on 42nd. That is where I traced at least his signal coming from.
I turn to Igni and ask, the job bus wanted. She just wanted information, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Echo,
So do
by
you-
any chance you can't like check the building the shooter was in, right? There's a hallway.
I could do a quick check of the security if that's what you want me to look at.
Well, it's not a priority, but I have a bad feeling this isn't just a coincidence, you know, what's happening.
Probably not. Are you looking for maybe like video feed of whoever may have done it?
Yeah.
Do
you're really
you
lucky.
do you guys know which floor it was on?
The 7th, I guess.
Okay. Give me 1 second here.
Oh,
Whoops.
is it the 7th or the 5th floor? I thought it was.
I believe it was the 5th.
Wait.
Okay. Well, Jack saw it exactly, so he would correct Igni
Yeah.
if he said 7th.
Got it. So Echo will then go back into his cyber deck for a moment, and as soon as he starts looking in, he kind of has this bit of a annoyed expression on his face. He's like, I would be able to get something for you if someone didn't already scrub the video feed.
Yeah, of course they did. No worries.
I could potentially try and reconstruct some of it to get at least something, but that's going to take some time. I could download what I have and then maybe start working on it throughout the next couple of days. I don't know. That's the best I can do.
Yeah, do that, Echo.
Okay. No guarantee that I'm actually going to be able to manage anything out of this. I mean, when someone scrubs something, it's usually pretty finite what all you can get back. But they kind of did a little bit of a rush job on this, so it looks like they just did a straight deletion without actually scrubbing the actual data itself. So reconstructing it might be possible.
You're good, Echo. No stress. Just
Is
do your
that-
best.
Does that mean that maybe that the gunner themselves was the one who did it? Did they have like just a piece of tech that they bought that could do it quickly for them, rather than having an actual a tech or a netrunner to hand that could handle that for them?
There's a few different possibilities. Number one, they could have managed it themselves if they have any sort of hacking capabilities. Number two, they could have had somebody who was working alongside them that was keeping an eye on them and then making sure that no video feed of them ended up surviving the place. But if it was something like that, then likely they would have been a little bit more thorough on the data scrubbage. So my guess is he probably had a device with him that he probably put on whatever camera saw him and used that to kind of just like scramble the cameras for the time.
I just think bare minimum we need to know: was this a solo acting alone, or was there a group involved here?
Unfortunately, I don't have enough information to come to a conclusion on that one.
Still,
Am
I
I
think-
worried about who hired him if he was like well
Here in the group.
headquarters.
Maybe the police hired them.
Yeah, that's my guess, but it's still something to be sure.
I don't know. I mean, would that make a whole lot of sense? I mean, I'll be able to figure out more when I reconstruct what I can out of the feed, but I don't know. The police just aren't really the sorts to hire solos for work like this. Usually they'll just use their own resources if they think it's necessary.
I agree with Echo, but at the moment, let's just focus on the job we were hired to do. I say to the group, let's get that let's try to hack that agent and get the information we need for best.
Yeah, we're
Well,
gonna go to Waters.
if you can get me over to him or be able to snatch his agent from him, then I could definitely get into it. But I mean, where he's based right now, I clocked at least 6 different signals kind of around the area, so likely he's got other armed guards around him. Not sure if it's the.
How close?
We can probably walk over there in no time, probably within a few minutes, actually.
We'll do a quick clock of the place where he's at, and
Yeah.
we'll decide.
Yeah, when we got the layout. I say we go there.
We need to be really careful. Like, they would be looking for someone to take the path for the shooting. So, you know,
I agree. Before we get there, I look to Echo. How close do you need to be to hack him? Like,
I need to connect straight to the agent directly. I can't just go into a device like that wirelessly and then get the data out of it.
I see. All right. Jack looks around. Is there any available vehicles, like abandoned, not being used, anything like that?
Along the street, yeah, there's several that are like parked, not being used at the moment. Abandoned, probably not. They're probably owned by somebody.
Like people that probably came for the riot, and since we're a little bit off, they parked. The riot's still happening.
Well,
Right,
for the demonstration, they didn't necessarily know it was going to be a riot, but yeah.
Yeah. So seeing that, can I find a vehicle that can fit all of us and seems to be like out of view from the police, so I can just break in and outwire it?
Let's see here. We're gonna make that a tech check. That is going to be a basic tech check. No, land vehicle tech check.
The land vehicle tech.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, be good, be good.
14. Okay. You're able to kind of slip in on into the vehicle after kind of doing a little bit of jimmying and unlocking the thing. And getting inside, you start kind of going nuts on it to the best of your ability. It does take you a little bit of time, and you would definitely be drawing a lot of attention if it wasn't for the fact that there's literally a riot going on, not like 30 feet away from you guys.
That's what I thought.
So, but eventually you do manage after a couple of minutes to get the thing going. It is a 4-seater, which, given that there are 5 of you, might make it a bit cramped. Unless somebody is okay with riding in the trunk.
Not Francis.
One of you, I don't know, who's the smallest one in the group?
Probably Echo.
That's what I'm thinking. Hecko, sit on top of your body.
Sit on top of him? What?
Well,
Echo,
I mean,
get in the trunk. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that.
I
hate
mean,
to
I
treat
guess-
him well.
as long as he can hack inside the trunk, I'm cool with him being whatever.
Can't they sit in the back with you?
I'm driving.
no, he's not getting the turn.
All right.
Nobody is. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah. So as we got the and Echo,
All right, Echo, sit
I
on
do-
my lap.
so as we're in the vehicle, I start it. I was like, everyone good? We're gonna do a quick like drive by the location Echo pointed out, and we're gonna like try to park around the corner so we can get a view of it and do like a quick reconnaissance and see if we can find a look anywhere to like a hole in the wall, some way to get in without being seen.
Okay.
So we do a quick drive.
You guys begin to drive down the road in a very cramped fashion. The back seat is very much what one would say scrunched. Not sure who all is riding in the back seat. Yeah, you guys can decide that amongst yourselves. Obviously, Jack's driving. But when you do get there, everybody who's like scouting the place out can definitely make me some perception checks to see what you were able to find out.
Yeah, I'll make one. Go.
Nice. All right. You have a long history of keeping a fat eye out for the police. So trying to figure out where they all are is a pretty easy thing for you to do. You are looking at the building that you guys have been pointing out to before. It's like an old warehouse that's kind of been in the midst of a reconstruction. And right now there's like 2 police officers that seem to be at the main entrance of the place. There appears to be one that's making a patrol around the place, doing like a full perimeter walk. And likely there are at least a few more inside along with Waters.
All right, and seeing that everyone got a good view, I parked the car in like a non-conspicuous space, and I turned to the group. Like, okay, so there's multiple ways to go about this. We could make a distraction. And you say one of the police officers is patrolling around the whole building by
Yes.
himself.
Yes.
We can knock out one of the officers and wear his uniform, pretend we're, an officer. And I turned to Echo. I was like, I know, Echo, can you see inside the building? Give us a more specific layout of the area, like who's where, how many.
Leaving this up to you guys to figure out.
Could I use my amplified hearing to figure that out? Would that work?
To figure out what exactly?
How many police there are?
And
like sort of where there are, could I like echolocation?
it doesn't really work like an echolocation sort of deal.
Okay.
It's more like eavesdropping in on people is how it is
Yeah.
usually used.
Yeah.
Would we be able to like hack cameras in the building and see how many there are?
Potentially, though that'd be extremely risky. When you point that out, Echo's just kind of a little bit cagey on it. He's like, if there are any cameras in the building, which is a possibility, they were probably put up there by the police themselves, which means there's probably a spider in the network. If I get caught by one of those, we're in big trouble.
Gotcha. And I turned to Sasha. Sasha, you're acting. Could you pretend to be an officer?
I could try, I suppose. Stop in the name of. You are under arrest for.
No. Shit.
I mean, you don't actually have to say anything. You just need to look like a police officer. Just go in and steal the agent off the sergeant.
If you can take his uniform, I can try.
If we're gonna attempt to lift the agent, then it's probably better for there to be a distraction going on within the room, and I'd feel way more confident being on that side of things. I can be loud and get eyes on me. If somebody wants to wear a uniform that we're able to obtain from one of the officers outside, drag me in as high as a kite local thug in the riots, and you need somewhere to just put me while I, sober up. That could maybe get us through the door, and then I can just play up what an annoying distraction I am, and hopefully buy you time to whoever would be best suited to pickpocket the agent.
All right, hearing this, I'm like, okay, and I guess I could be the get. I guess I can stay out here. If anything goes wrong, you guys come back in and I drive us to safety, or I can cause a bigger distraction, a very violent one. But if if everything goes south, I can pretty much, cause some chaos outside.
Okay. I mean, I could play the part of the police officer dragging him, or Saja, but I can't wrestle him down. You're gonna have to do that for me.
Yes, I know. I was gonna knock him out, drag him to where we can change clothes, and then stay out here, keep an eye out if things go south. Time to. Before we do anything, let's connect our agents so we can communicate, because we need to be able to tell.
If we have need to lure one of the patrolling officers away, it would make sense for me to go there, play the role of the punk, get their attention, get them to chase me. I chase them back here to an alley where you're lying in wait to actually jump them, because then we have some actual legitimacy behind the claim that I'm a criminal element that needs to be put away for a sec.
I agree. Okay. So we all cool with this plan?
I will be cool with it when you manage to knock out that police officer.
Okay. The police
luck with
officer
that.
that's doing. Cool. So the police officer that's like patrolling by himself around the building. Is there a specific spot where he's on patrol, like that Saja can get his attention? He'll be away from everyone else. They wouldn't be able to hear.
Technically, yes. I mean, there's only two other guards out that are out front, so all you'd have to do is kind of like approach him when he's away from the other two.
Perfect. I point that out to Saja, and then I turn to Echo. Is there any way to like make sure he can't communicate with the other officers? So if he like calls for backup or anything, you can cut that out, make it seem like it didn't go through.
Best I can do is lower the signal so any SOSs can't go any further than the immediate area, but it's still going to probably alert anybody else around, at least in the building.
Yeah, we just need to, because, yeah, as long as like we're just grabbing one, so we're just trying to get him away from the group. If he tries to call anything, it just be a low signal. But yeah, I think that works.
Can we go through the plan one more time?
Sure. So, plan is the one officer patrolling around the building. Make sure he's far away from the other two outside.
Yeah.
And then Saja makes him chase him to a corner where I'll be waiting for him and I'll choke him out. And then Saja, not Saja. Who was it? Igni, you said? Was it you or was it
No, it was Francis, me.
Francis? Okay. So Francis will wear the uniform and pretend he caught Saja. And Saja will act up, get inside the building like, oh, I need an area to hold him. And then when they're inside, we prepare for, hopefully everything goes well. Saja causes a distraction, and then Francis grabs the agent off Sergeant. Hopefully. If everything goes to shit, you can tell us that, and I'll try to extract everyone out.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
Can I pull Echo to the side for 1 second?
Sure.
Look, Echo, if anything happens, just don't say anything, okay? Just don't say anything at all.
Well,
You're
yeah.
under my protection, you're gonna be fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm a firm believer in shut the fuck up Fridays.
Good job.
Quick
That's what I
question.
want to hear.
As he was pulling Echo out, and Jack would probably keep an eye out because only person he really caring about protecting, as is his job, he was hired to do is Igni. So everybody else, it became a group out of nowhere, but he's keeping an eye on everybody. So would he be able to hear what he just said or no?
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's not like taking him aside is one thing, but like you guys are in a car. So.
Gotcha. No worries. Hearing that, I was like, yeah, basic advice. Yeah, you don't talk when you under arrest. That's basic advice. Okay. Guess we all ready?
I think so.
Okay,
right.
Jack, since you're gonna be tracking down, trying to sneakily knock out a police officer, we're gonna require some rolls for that. First is gonna be a stealth roll. See how well you're able to maneuver your way around without anybody noticing.
Thanks. Okay. Stealth. Where's stealth?
That is on the bottom of body skills.
Yes, there it is.
Okay, 15. Okay. You're kind of able to wait for a minute as the patrolling guardsman kind of makes his way past the front entrance again. And then you kind of use the alleyway that you're in as a little bit of cover as you kind of very casually make it look like you're just walking down the street for a bit until you're out of sight of the other two officers in the front before cutting across the street and then making your way back to the alley in between the warehouse and the next building to follow the officer into the alleyway. So as you're sneaking up to the officer, what is your strategy for knocking him out? Are you gonna like grab him from behind, try and choke him? Are you just gonna bash him over the head? What's the plan?
I thought the specific plan is that Saja's going to go and deliberately provoke the officer into chasing him into the alleyway.
Oh, was that? I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, that was it. So I think what you did is fine, Lundy, because I still have to hide in the area. So I just hid in the area. And now that Saja sees me hiding, he'll start like trying to trick the officer to following him.
Okay, so you'll go ahead and plop yourself somewhere so that you won't be seen, as the officer is going to be in the midst of chasing Saja. So Saja, how are you going to approach the situation?
So the first thing Saja is going to have done is switched into his athletic wear shoes. He's basically getting his running shoes prepped and ready to make sure he can actually outdistance this officer once he's actually tricked him into chasing.
Changing your shoes.
Yeah. So he's gonna very, very deliberately make sure that his heavy pistol is like as obviously tucked down into the back of his pants as possible. Like has the hilt sticking out, so it's very, very obtrusive and obvious that he is armed. And the second step of provocation is he's going to use his glow paint, which he normally uses for sort of advertising purposes / vandalism, and is now just using it for flat out vandalism and is basically spray painting like "fuck the pigs."
Gotcha. That's a really easy way to get their attention, for sure. So, in the midst of you spray painting your very anti-authoritarian message, the police officer doing the patrol kind of notices you as you're making a bit of a spectacle of yourself as he kind of narrows his eyes a bit and goes, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?"
Didn't you hear? We don't listen to you anymore. We can control our own city.
This
We
is
don't need you.
This is a controlled area, sir. Get that. You know what? Fuck this. As he goes into his waist to grab his cuffs.
He's gonna very deliberately like reach down towards his own waistband to make it look like he's going for his gun as he turns to start running.
Holy shit, gun! As he grabs at his waistband for his own gun and unholsters it and begins to chase you. So he will chase you around the side of the warehouse and the alleyway that you guys are that Jack has hidden himself into. Saja, can I get? Let's call it an athletics check. See if you're able to get there before you get fucking tackled to the ground.
In the interest of making sure that this goes off correctly, I'm going to burn all 4 of my points of luck.
Sounds good.
Smart. Oh, actually, yeah. I would have saved that for inside the building, but good job. This is so stressful.
Okay, very good. You are able to more or less outmaneuver the police officer as you immediately make your way into the alleyway. You like tip over a trash can in front of him as he kind of like has to stop for a second before kind of like vaulting over it. Um, kind of catches him off guard, gives you a little bit of distance as he keeps chasing you, putting him in prime position for Jack to jump on top of him. So Jack, what's the plan?
All right, Lenny. So I have two. I think I have multiple options. So I'm more my hands. They're the cyber. They have. I have the cyber hand. What's it called? Does that give me any bonuses?
I believe the
big knucks.
cyber hands themselves don't, but the big knucks, I believe, basically make it so that your just regular punches hurt a lot more than they normally would. Let me double check here. Effects, no. 2d6. Okay. So basically, what you could do is you could kind of like put both hands together and kind of like try and smash those over top of the officer. So essentially do both of their damages. Let's see. I believe that you'll be doing... I believe that you'll be doing 4d6 then when you hit him. Now, bearing in mind, the maximum that can do is like 24 HP, and you have 50, so...
Yikes. Okay. And also, I'm proficient in martial arts as my character, so I have like 2 levels in karate. I can use the bone-breaking strike. Would that be able to, like, if I hit his
Cripple
head,
him? Yeah, I think so. Let me double check on bone breaking.
Can I do like some jumping jacks to make myself look sweaty?
Sure.
So, yeah, I'll do that.
Page
While
178.
this is happening, I'm gonna hide my sniper rifle and all the ammo inside somewhere in the car.
Wait, who has this? You have a sniper rifle? Damn.
Yeah, I just realized that.
I mean, you can't use that in close quarters if you,
Yeah, I'm worried because when everything goes to shit, I don't want to be caught with a sniper rifle.
Okay, so yeah, if you take a -8 to your check, which since you have a bonus for essentially sneak attacking him, you can target his head with a bone breaking strike, which gives the cracked skull critical injury. Cracked skull. Cracked skull. Multiply the damage that gets through your SP by 3 instead of 2. Okay, so yeah, you could definitely do that, and that would probably do a shit ton.
Damn, this is so complicated. Okay, see this. And choking him out, I have to do it for 3 consecutive turns, right?
Yes.
So if I use crack skull, I can't grab him, right?
Correct.
God damn it. Okay, cracked skull it is.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to sneak attack on that shit then. So that is going to be your martial arts, I believe. Or no. Yeah, that'll be your martial arts check.
And is there any bonus since I'm sneaking? He doesn't know I'm there? Or?
Your bonus is that you only have to beat a 10 because he's not rolling against you. Which you do.
Oh. Shit. All right. So you see Jack as soon as Saja comes in and I see the officer come in, see Jack just do a jumping leap and you see his fist and you see that has like the cyber lines in across his fist, and you see him crack the officer in the back of the head, and you hear a small.
Okay, go ahead and roll me 4d6 damage, and then we're going to multiply some of that damage.
Jesus, are you going to kill him? Oh, no.
Hope not. I'm trying to knock him out. Okay, so it's a 4d. Wait, how do I do damage again? Completely forgot.
Slash roll 46. That's fine. You can also on the big knucks. It says roll damage is the blood drop next to it and on the bottom.
And bonus. Okay, I see it. Do I click aimed shot or no?
Yes.
And the bonus for damage is 1.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Location's head. So that's 4 multiplied by 3
Really?
is 12. Also, you're hitting with your other hand as well because you're double fisting him. So that'll be another roll for damage as well.
Oh, perfect. So glad I have 2. Ooh.
Okay, we're going to multiply that by 3 as well. So that's going to be 12 plus 33 is 45. Yeah, that puts him down to critical condition. You crack him over the head with both of your cyber hands, nice and expanded, so that they are just like it's like a cement block, just cracking him in the back of the head. And he goes down like a ton of bricks. You can see blood kind of like seeping from the wound that you just gave him, like as it's going down, dripping onto the ground and slowly pooling around his face.
And seeing blood, I'm like, oh shit, I meant to knock. He's like, damn, that was too much. Massage. And then I lift his head to make sure the blood doesn't get on the clothes. Take the clothes.
Now, he's not dead. He's just in critical condition. He's going to need treatment. But if nobody knows that he's injured, then he's not going to get treatment, I guess.
Exactly. And I make sure his face is facing the ground, so if he's like groggily awake, he doesn't see who knocked him out.
Yeah, just as quickly as possible, we're going to try to like strip him out of like the outer layers of his uniform. Before then, can I do like rudimentary first aid just to check that he isn't going to bleed out?
Yeah, you can do a paramedic check.
And can I do it also, or do I like that be like helping him? 'Cause I don't want to kill him.
You can. Only one person can do it at a time. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Then it
Is it
probably
like-
shouldn't be me because mine is not that good. I have like 6.
Same here. I have basic understanding of.
Okay.
Are we
Wait,
the
I
only
have,
two?
I have 7. Is it paramedic? You're looking
Yes, it would be paramedic. Ooh, look at that. All right, Eam.
Okay, I'm good.
You son of a bitch. You immediately kind of like look around, like okay, what the hell can I do? What the hell can I do? And you find what looks like an old towel and kind of like wrap that around the head to stop the bleeding a bit and kind of absorb it some. And you kind of like take off like a part of your shirt and kind of rip it off to then kind of like place a clean cloth over top of it while over top of the wound while still under the towel. And then you just kind of like sit him up so that he's not laying down against the wall as he's just like laying there against the wall. That's probably the best that you can do right now as a quick fix. He might not die, provided somebody finds him eventually. But if he doesn't get to the hospital, this is gonna be a real bad time for him.
And as he's knocked down, I turn to Saja. Saja, can you make it look like this 6th Street gang did this to him? This is their territory, so like, right, 6th Street gang, cops don't come here, like, blame it on them, so nothing can trace back to us.
Okay, can I roll streetwise to see if there's an obvious sort of gang symbol that I could like spray paint up
You
on
can
the wall?
indeed. 16, yeah. It's like a similar for the 6th Street gang that you probably normally put for like a kind of like a vengeance situation would be essentially a stylized 6 with like spikes coming out of the sort of like bulbous part of the 6, and with like I believe a cross going through it as well.
So after having very delicately administered first aid to this man, I'm going to spray paint the symbol of a gang up on the wall and then spray glow paint in his eyes. So that any testimony he gives about my appearance is given somewhat scrutiny of like, well, maybe you aren't remembering right because you did get spray painted in the eyes.
Well, maybe you are remembering right because you have a fucking brain injury.
Yeah. He has a cracked skull.
This is not good for him. This poor officer. I don't know. He's probably done something bad. Who knows? But yeah, you are able to get him out of his uniform.
All right,
All right,
good.
I'll put it on.
All right, they bring the uniform back to Francis. Francis puts on the uniform, and I believe the goal is to bring Saja in as a criminal who's all drugged up and try and get close to Waters and snag his agent.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, and make sure to tell the group, everyone, can the agents sync up like as a communication device?
Yes, that you guys did that earlier.
Okay, perfect. So make sure. Okay, anything goes wrong, send a signal, and I'll prepare to get us the hell out of here in the ride. Or if we need us to come in for backup, then I'll come in guns blazing.
But wait, who's gonna go in with me?
You and Saja, right?
And we're gonna wrestle him down?
No, you pretend like because you're wearing the police officer uniform. Pretend you have like the cuffs on him and leave it open or something. Leave it where he can just take it out if he needs to.
Alright. Saja, are you confident in your brawling?
My intention is to act like I am very, very high and being confrontational. You are dragging me in, make it look like you're having a hard time keeping me under control. You have to say that you just explain, you found me in the local area, you can't hold me here because this is the base of operations, but can they recommend where they should take me to? I will try to create as much fuss and keep as many eyes on me as possible so that you can hopefully slip the agent. Then once they've said where you take me to put me in a cell, we are then have an excuse to leave. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I also have a medium pistol on me, so I can.
What?
Well, the officer has a pistol on him, right?
Yes.
You're wearing his uniform and equipment, so I think you would have whatever he had. For
Alright, I
basic
will.
officer.
Yeah, I'll give the medium pistol I have on me to Jack. Keep this
Hopefully
in
it
me,
won't
would you?
come. Hopefully it won't come to violence. But
Yeah.
if you start shooting, I've got your back.
All right, that's nice to hear.
As Francis gives me the pistol, I take it. I'm like, I look it over. Is it a nice pistol or just regular pistol?
It's a medium pistol.
Yeah, so Francis's pistol is a medium pistol. The officers have heavy pistols.
I'm not proficient with those, but that's fine. I'll just use it to threaten them, I think.
I see. I'm like, I give it right back. No, keep it. It's always better to use what you're good at. You can keep the officers can have more than one weapon. You'll be fine. Just say you took this off of him or something, or keep it on you. Don't worry about it.
Can the medium pistol trace back to me?
If it's taken and examined, maybe.
Oh shit!
Just don't lose it. You're leaving with everything you have. If you start losing your pistol, then something's definitely wrong.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
And seeing how nervous Francis is in the back of Jack's head, he's like, shit. I start looking around. Is there any way? Is there any way where Jack can be like? Is there like a separate building or something nearby, like a building that's close by that Jack could keep an eye out? If things start going wrong, I can jump in.
Best you could probably do is stay in the alleyway that you've parked the car in and just like keep an eye out and see if the officers at the front like end up getting alerted to anything.
Okay. If everything goes wrong, I'm just gonna pull up. I tell the group, okay, last resort. If everything goes to shit, run out the front door. I'll be parked there with 2 dead officers on top. I'll kill them and park the car in front. Okay? That's the last resort. Because if we need to get out, then I have to get rid of those 2. They're gonna be blocking the way, so I'll get rid of them and then I'll run them over and then.
All right.
So don't mess up. Pretty much, don't mess up.
Let's.
That definitely
begin
makes
the
him a
charade.
lot less nervous, I'm
I
guessing.
mean, I've seen Jack beat people a lot in one day, and I've seen him push tens and tens of people around. So I'm confident in him.
It's
Hey,
just
if something goes bad, we can pretend it was rioters and just burn the whole place down.
Okay, now we're getting too much.
I don't think that's a good idea. But anything that'll get me out of there, if it goes bad.
all right.
Let's begin.
Okay,
Saja,
Francis. You and Saja are playing your parts.
yeah.
We're gonna need. Let's see. So that is going to be an acting check from each of you to play your parts correctly here. As you approach the 2 officers at the front entrance with Saja in tow.
Okay.
I like it.
Oh my gosh, we're killing it right now.
Indeed. The 2 officers kind of greet the both of you for a bit, and they kind of observe the situation as Saja's. Well, why don't you guys go ahead and roleplay out how exactly you're doing this.
Damn, homie, you gotta let me go. I didn't do anything. I
Shut
didn't do
the fuck up
nothing. What are
already.
you talking about?
What's going on
Calm
over
Calm
here?
down.
What's going on over here?
This fucking lunatic. He's completely out of control. I need the sergeant.
What is
I need
he?
to place this guy somewhere.
I'm out of control. You are out of control.
This guy's way fucking. This guy's
you
way stronger
do
than he
not
looks.
listen. I did not do anything.
Hey, oh God! All right, can we shut this guy up somehow? You got like tape or something?
Can we just bring him to some safe room so we can place him down? He's such an asshole. He's done a lot of bad shit. He's fucking people faces in.
What all has
I
he
have
done?
right to speak. I have right of free speech.
Let-
right
you
to
can
protest.
you can have your turn later. What all has he done?
Lunatic went for my gun. He beat some guy.
Went for your gun and beat on somebody. So that's assault and yeah, that's basically deadly assault on an officer trying to take the gun. All right. He opens the door behind
I
him.
do not take. I want to do.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Get him inside.
That's right. I'll shove him inside, or not that far.
I want to know your name. I report you.
Yeah, report this, bitch! As he flips you off as you're being brought inside.
Please tell me the rest of the group can hear Saja's acting through the agent.
Oh.
I would love to hear that.
Very likely.
Oh my gosh.
So, till you get in, no problem. As you get in, it seems pretty clear that what's been set up here is kind of like a somewhat ramshackle. The warehouse floor is pretty much fairly clear. You see that there's like a desk that's been like placed up with a few generators around it, and there's about like 3 officers in the actual building itself, and you see that there appears to be a man sitting at the desk who is in the midst of watching a lot of monitors at the moment. He looks back to you as you bring in Saja, and he's like, "What's going on over here? What's all this about?"
This guy, I need somewhere good to place him. I need somewhere safe. He's a complete lunatic. He's way stronger than he looks. He went for my gun.
Oh, hell. Just put him in a corner or something. Is he cuffed already?
I
Yeah.
do not take. I only want to look. I got friends.
Hey,
I got friends.
go ahead and
They
cuff
don't
his-
lie you. They get
While-
you better shit than the shit they are.
Can you shut him up?
Wait, while we're talking, even though no matter what Water says or whoever it is, I'll lead Saja forward again towards Waters.
No, I don't want him near me. I'm busy right now.
No, where should I place him? Where should I put him?
Just go over in the corner. Fuck's sake.
The corner. Wait, what? Where should I cuff him there? I'll keep moving him forward.
Keep it. No, stop moving him near me. I don't want him near me. So you just keep moving him
Once we're
forward.
close enough, I'm just going to sort of wrench to make it look like I've broken free of the grasp, and sort of approach with a slight cock of the head, like, "Me good, Nick. You feel good? You let me go? Yes. You
What
like-
the fuck? He kind of motions to the other officers as they begin to converge on you guys, and Saja, you now have 3 officers who are like grabbing you and like putting you into the ground.
Oh, you like with friends? Me okay with that?
Can you put a hand on his mouth or something? As one of the officers is like grabbing at your face and trying to shut you up.
Where do people usually keep their agents?
Where what?
Where do people usually keep their out of character? Where do people usually keep their agents?
Oh,
If
well,
it's
I mean, it
outside.
depends. It kind of depends. An agent is more or less the cyberpunk equivalent of a cell phone. It could be in your pocket, could be in your back pocket, could be on the desk that you're using, could be it's wherever if you're using it or not using it. It's contextual.
Okay, I'm gonna cuff him. And I'll go for my cuffs and... wait, where did you say you want me to cuff him?
You do have the officer's cuffs because that was a part of his equipment.
Yeah, but what did Water say? Wait, what just happened?
What? Okay, you brought him in. You pushed
Yeah.
him towards Waters. He broke free for a second, to try and like flirt with Waters. Waters then ordered his 3 guards that are in there to then like grab him and throw him on the ground. And now you've got 3 people on him with one person kind of like grabbing his face to keep him shutting the fuck up. Waters initially told you put him in the corner and keep him cuffed and shut him up. That was his initial orders to you.
What am I gonna get his agents?
I'm aware. Do a quick
hold on,
perception
let
to
me-
see if you can't find like where it might be amidst all this chaos.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, identifying which one is his is going to be a bit of a bitch, but you do see that there is at least one agent that is currently on the desk he's using. Might be his. No way to guarantee that's the case.
All right. When Saja breaks free, I'll like shove him against the agent, and I like make it look like I'm going for his arms and I'm trying to like grab them, but maybe I'm like stumbling forward and like shoving him onto the table, you know.
Okay.
Do I roll for that?
Wait, sorry. What are you doing exactly?
So when Saja has his hands free and he's like doing his thing, I will like try to pretend that I'm going to cuff him,
Okay.
but I'm like really sloppy about it. So I ram him into the table where the agent is.
Okay.
Um,
Well, provided
so that
Saja doesn't
either
fight you
Saja
on
or
that,
I-
it shouldn't be a problem.
so either Saja or I can go for the slipping the agent. That works. But then I'm like gonna scream out, "Oh, I'm gonna cuff him! I'm gonna cuff him!"
The officers kind of like get off of him for a second to give you like the vantage point to put your cuffs on him. And Waters is currently like pissed off right now. He's like, "Why the hell didn't you cuff him before you brought him in here in the first place?"
I'm sorry, there's something wrong with him. Maybe I don't know.
Well, if there's something wrong with him, that's all the more reason to.
But wait, what I wanted to do was I wanted to like violently shove Saja and myself into the table, so we would like sprawl
Right.
over the table. A little
No,
bit.
I understand. I understand
Yeah.
that's what you're doing.
So gonna try to, if I've been sort of like bent forward over the table with my like arms up, just try to like shuffle and try to slip the agent like sort of down into my pants.
Yeah.
While continuing to just put on a performance of being like, ah, BGSM, somebody film. We make a lot of money. I be famous porn star.
Fuck up! Shut the fuck up already.
So which of you two are going to go for the agent?
So conceptually, if I'm like supposedly being handcuffed right now, then I probably don't have hands free. So I will just try to wriggle and move in a way that's going to shuffle the agent closer towards the edge of the desk to make it easier for Francis to just like palm it as he is like then hauling me back up. So I'll try to just give assistance on the roll.
I'll go for
Okay.
I'll go for the agent.
Then in that case, who will be the best one for this? Damn, there's not a really good one. I guess stealth would be the one it would have to be.
For me. Yeah. In body skills.
Yeah.
Should I
Could it
roll
be-
stealth as well first, or should I roll acting again to see if I can continuing to provide a distraction?
We're gonna go based off of the acting roll that you guys rolled before because that was all that
Okay.
was fine. But you can go ahead and also roll stealth, Eam.
Could it also be like conceal and reveal object? Since if that's better.
Conceal would be after you get it. I'm thinking of like when you act, like the act of getting it without anybody noticing. That's the thought that's in my head right now.
Gotcha.
Okay. With Eam's help here, I would say, Francis, that you are able to kind of like grab it real quick. Now, go ahead and roll me a conceal object to hide it on your person as you kind of like palm it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh dear.
Okay. So as far as the both of you know, you've got it now. Now, what's the plan as how you guys are going to disengage from this?
Again, I think the idea was that having sort of asked for advice on like where do I stash this person, it's like then presumably not within here because this is the center of operations. So that was sort of the plan.
Well, that plan might not go as perfectly as you would want, since I believe several times now Waters has demanded that Eam be stashed in one of the corners of the warehouse away from him.
Yeah, I will try and lead Saja away from him now. Into the corner. And I'll smack Saja on the head lightly.
Okay.
And maybe he can pretend to have been subdued by it or something.
Yeah. With the gentle like slap on the head, just gonna very deliberately bump my head back against the wall to create the sound of a thud, and then try to act and make it look like I have been knocked unconscious.
So as this is happening, you're now dragging a quote unquote unconscious Saja further away from them towards the corner where the exit is. And in the midst of that, because of how you end up palming the agent, doing so somewhat awkwardly, two things happen. Number one, Sergeant Waters goes to reach for his agent, and he doesn't see it, and he begins to look around for a moment, and he looks over towards you and kind of sees a little bit of a glint of an object in your hand. He says, "Hey, wait a second. Can you get back over here for a sec?"
I think I tell Saja to run for it, and then I will run for it.
Oh shit! Okay, please tell me you communicated with the rest of the group. Like you said,
Yeah.
Well,
with-
if I
with-
tell
with-
Saja to run for
with
it,
one hand
what I tell you as
covertly tucked down into his own pocket, Saja is going to like tap on his agent to send out the pre-confirmed signal of we need an extract now.
well?
all
Um,
right,
Here's the thing. I have like a internal agent, so I should be able
Oh.
to send a message just by speaking it.
Yes.
in your head. Okay, gotcha.
But do I need to speak them out?
You don't. Not if it's internal. It's like Ghost in the Shell, the way where they were all constantly
Oh.
fucking talking to each other, fucking internally. That's
Oh, okay.
now. Granted,
Then I just-
they don't hear you internally. They hear it through their agents because they don't have internal agents.
Not yet.
I will scream with my mind. We're
Okay.
running for it, and we need help. And we got 4 officers on us.
Including if it's 3, including the sergeant. So yeah, it'd be 4, and then 2
Okay.
outside.
So as you are attempting to make a run for it, Waters stands up and like points to you guys as he yells for his officers to arrest the both of you now. And then he also calls out in the front to block the exit. As Stryker, you see the 2 officers who were guarding out front take out their guns and kind of like enter in through the front.
I was hoping, like, as soon as he said that, I was hoping to like put the step into the car. And
This
hit
is
the
all
before
more or
he-
less happening all at the same time. That's the
Okay,
issue.
gotcha.
So as Waters is calling the demand for us to like halt and wait, Saja is just going to snap his eyes back open, push off the wall, and sing out the words of "Fuck you! I not do what you tell me." As he looks around, looking for where the back exit that we were told to expect our extraction to be from, and is just going to
It wasn't
stop.
the back. It was the front. That was like, if everything goes to shit, come out the front door. You'll find 2 dead bodies. That's what I told you.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna be barreling down straight away. Just
I
trying to
am
basically
gonna
punch through
need
and-
you to do. I'm gonna need you to do a brawling check because there's gonna be 2 officers in the way.
I'll follow his lead as well.
Okay, 14. All right, and these are officers, so I put them at that. Okay, so you got 2 officers in front of you. You kind of like ram into them as like pretty hard, but the both of them kind of together kind of like grab you by your shoulders and start like standing you up, and they're like, "You ain't going nowhere, motherfucker."
Can I ram into Saja from behind?
From behind, yeah, you can. Go ahead and make another brawling check on top of that.
Oh my gosh.
You go to run towards him and you slip and you trip onto the ground behind him instead and just kind of like roll into Saj's legs, like into the back of his legs instead. So
Oh my
now,
gosh.
which causes Saja to kind of like drop back a bit, which because he's being shoved by the other 2 officers, they are now falling with him on top of him as he's falling over as a result of you rolling into his legs. So now Saja's got 2 officers on him, and you're on the ground, and he's on the ground. The officers are on the ground. Jack, you're coming in. It's at this particular point that it would probably be a good idea for us to figure out initiatives for this whole deal.
And so everybody else is in the car with me, right? The other 2 are in the car with me. I mean, they will be with me.
Yes, everybody else is in the car.
All right. I turn around and get ready for a fight. Ooh, could I smash through the windows? Because like I saw the 2 officers go in the front door, correct?
Yes. Let me just make sure that I'm not fucking this up a bit. Initiative queue. Okay. So I need everybody to roll me a reflex. So you just click on reflex and roll that. That'll be a D10 plus your reflex. Okay.
Where is it?
Reflex, one of your stats. It's right next to where your picture should be.
Yeah. I don't know where it is. And
Yeah,
then mod 10 or
Yes, it's just a regular reflex plus D10.
Damn.
Okay. Okay. So that's gonna be, yeah. But do. Where are we here? Let's see. How do I? Fuck. I might have to do it this way. This is gonna be annoying because all of your pictures have apparently been deleted somehow. I'm gonna have to look into that. Let's see. So we got Igni at a 14. We've got Eam at 28. Definitely going first. Jack's at a 13. And Francis is at 23. Wait. How's that possible? Yeah. I think you added an extra D10 on top of your roll, Francis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
I'm sorry.
just it's
should
just
we just remove 10 from that roll?
well, you're gonna be a 13.
Okay, sorry.
Update 13. Okay, and then the cops are gonna be at there, so I'll just bear that in mind. Okay, so first things first. Saja, you're at the top of the round. You've got 2 officers on you. How are you dealing with this?
Can I roll a contortionist check to basically try to wriggle my way out from underneath?
You
this pile of
can
bodies?
indeed. You absolutely can.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, that's an 8. They're keeping nice and solid hold of you right now. So you are currently being grappled by them and pinned to the ground. That brings us, because you can't move or really do anything then, that brings us down to the next one, which is going to be Igni. Igni, you're outside in the car. What's your plan to help with this?
Is there any cops inside?
Yes, 2 cops just went inside. There's 3 more inside, plus Sergeant Waters, who's ordering all of them to essentially detain both Francis as well as Eam.
I'm gonna yell, "Fuck the police," and shoot at them.
Okay. They're going to be a little bit obscured from your position. Are you using your heavy pistol or your sniper rifle?
Yeah, I have it.
I didn't figure you had your sniper rifle with you, so heavy pistol it is.
Wait, could I? I know, cause I was about to say, like, could I tell him to wait until I ram the car through the front door? I was planning on doing that. I know, or should I? I don't know. Could he hold an action?
Up to him if he wants to.
You can do that, yeah, if you can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right after you, so you can just, as soon as I smash through, you can take the shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. You guys are both at 13. The other 2, so the rest of the officers are going to move forward, and they're going to start kind of grabbing not only Saja but also Francis. As the both of you now have about 3 officers each, kind of like holding you down and like beginning to cuff you. At least that's what. Well, yeah, they're in the process of trying to cuff you. When Jack.
All right, perfect. So the 2 cops that fell on top of Saja, those were the cops that ran in, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm gonna ram through the front door in the car, and I'm trying to like aim for their legs, like crush their legs while coming in.
Okay.
So at least 2 cops will be out of commission by then.
Well,
And
at
then-
the moment, so they've had a turn to gather themselves. They're on top of him right now. They're now more squared up. So if you just run into the entrance, you're probably not going to hit anybody other than the doorway. What you could do is you could try to like ram through the fucking wall, or rather the shutters, because this is a warehouse. It's made for trucks to come in and be unloaded. So there's like metal shutters in the front. What you could do is try to ram through that. Might wreck the car, but also it offers a way of escape for everybody.
Exactly what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Well, in that
Would I
case,
have any action after? That's my action, correct?
that would be your action to ram the car through the shutters. So go ahead and make me a driving check here. That's going to be pilot land vehicle reflex.
Drive land vehicle, got it. Okay. Come on.
Okay, 16. The car that you've got right now has a body of that.
A body of what?
Just double checking here. Okay, so you ram into the shutters. You bust through the shutters, but you note that you have severely fucked up the front of the car, and the fucking airbags have gone off. So chances are good you're not pulling out in this vehicle, but you have made a big old hole.
Did the debris hit anybody? Anything?
The debris didn't hit anybody, but you certainly shocked the hell out of everybody. I'll say that much.
Okay.
So you kind of put everybody a little bit off guard. Igni, you waited. If you'd like to do your thing now.
Yes.
Are you unloading on the police?
In the ones that are not near Francis and Sergeant.
I need you to make me a handgun check. Are you going to be doing an aimed shot, or are you just like firing at them?
No, just normally, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll handgun. Okay, I'll roll hit location. Go ahead and roll damage. That definitely hits. Let's see, 2d6. Ooh.
Do I click somewhere or just...
What is your thing? Normally it's located in the weapons tab, but for some reason your gear is not. For some reason, I don't know why. Is it because they're not pinned? I'm not sure. I'll have to figure this out.
Wait.
Heavy pistol does 3d6. So you'll be rolling 3d6 on that. All right, 9. All right. So you shoot one of the officers in the leg. They take a little bit off of that, but they do definitely feel their leg get hurt as you kind of like you kind of lean out the car and start shooting at them with your pistol. I do believe you get a second shot, so go ahead and roll me another handgun. Never mind, that one goes wild.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Did I accidentally turn this thing off? Oh no, it's just out of batteries. Okay. Yeah, so that one goes wild. So after that, yeah, we go to Francis.
Okay, so I have 3 on me, right?
Yes. You can attempt to
Maybe
make
like
you can attempt to make a contortionist check to get out.
You do like an athletics check.
It would be a contortionist, I'm pretty sure, in order to like wiggle your way out of of a grapple. Pretty sure.
All right. Well, that's probably all I can do now. I will.
Not having a good time there. All right. That brings us back to Eam.
Once again, just going to make another attempt to try to wriggle free.
All right, go ahead.
I think I figured out the weapons part. You have to like equip it. There's like a circle beside the pin, and you click it. And
Yeah, but that's just owned.
Yeah, but you click it, and then a chance to carry it, and click again, and it's equipped.
Is that how
Yeah.
it works?
Yeah, to have it like show up, it has to be equipped. It's just a hand sign, and to have it on you is a suitcase.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a weird mechanics, but that's how it should go.
Still figuring stuff out, honestly.
Yeah.
There we go. So now that's equipped on Saja. Do. And Jack's got his equipped. So looks like everyone is equipped. Cool. All right. Yeah, Saja, you're just having zero luck getting out of their grip. But they are now currently focusing a little bit more on the folks who have just driven through the fucking shutters. So that's going to bring us over to Igni again.
I'm gonna take cover somewhere behind the car, I guess. It's
All right.
The officers on just one side.
Feel free to roll handgun if you're going to be shooting some more out of cover. All right, another shot like that. All right, you hit. No problem. Let's see. Go ahead and roll damage. I'll roll hit location. Okay. Straight in the chest. Woo! There we go. So that's 9. What's that? Okay, that officer is currently injured. If you'd like to shoot him again, you may. You do get 2 shots per round. Yep, that is, I believe, going to be another successful shot. Let me double check. Yes, it is. Go ahead and roll another 3d6 on that damager. Okay, and that puts up 10. Okay, that officer is currently on the ground, heavily injured, critically injured, one might say. So one of the officers has been more or less blown away by Igni, leaving just the 4. So that brings us down to Jack. Jack, how are you going to peel these officers off of your allies here? Mr. Stryker?
Oh, sorry. I guess my mic cut off there. So there were 6 officers, like holding Saja and
1, 2,
Francis.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, there were 5 altogether that were holding them. There's a 6th in Sergeant Waters, but he's not currently over where the fighting is going on right now. One of them has been brought down by Igni. He's currently on the ground with like several shots in him. So there's 4 left.
Nice. Also, Aloni, I forgot to tell you, I had initiative reaction, so my initiative is 1 higher than it actually should be 14 along. I forgot to add that.
Okay.
Unless it calculated it. So
No, it did not. It did not.
perfect. Okay. So since I'm still inside the car seat with the airbag. I kick the driver door open, and I use that as cover as I take out both my heavy pistols on each hand, and I start shooting at the officers,
Okay.
holding sergeant thing. Quick question: since I have two guns in both hands, and each gun is supposed to give me 2 shots. Is that 4 shots in total, or no?
I believe so, but let me also double check. Ba-do-do-do. You cannot attack with 2 1 rate of fire weapons, even if you're dual wielding them, it says.
Okay, it just looks cooler then. But I still get 2 shots, correct?
Correct. Also, you can fire them more without having to reload, so that works too.
Perfect. So, for the guns, where are they? Okay, so roll for an attack. Yep. $21. All right. I'm guessing that hit.
They roll against defense on that. Yes, that will hit.
All right, damage. And when I'm rolling damage, it says aim for. Does it matter what I pick, or because you're the one that chooses that, correct?
Yeah, I roll for hit location.
Okay, so
Ooh.
wow.
Bit of a minimum damage one on that one, but it is what it is. You still get another shot.
Yep. So let's write this one. Oh my gosh. A 10.
Okay. Well, that is going to be an unsuccessful shot there.
Also, Lundy forgot another thing,
Yes.
cause solo abilities. The spot weakness is supposed to be 6 plus 3 would be 9.
For the
Because I have initiative reaction and spot weakness. That's where I put my points in.
Oh, well, you gotta
So-
let me know that ahead of time, man. Like, because
I
that
know.
that resets every encounter of anything. You can't.
Yeah, I know.
You don't just like yeah.
Yeah, so I have to keep track. But yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, that's my turn. I'm hiding behind the door.
Okay. Well, actually, yeah, it's already calculated in there. That's why you did an extra 3 damage on top of your heavy pistol shot there. Because you did 3 plus
never
3.
mind.
There you go.
Perfect. So it's already calculated. Never mind.
All right.
Yep, you're good.
All right. All right. Police officers are going. 2 of them are going to get up off of their charges here right now. So now there's only 1 holding down Eam and 1 holding down Francis, and the other 2 are going to get their heavy pistols out, and they are going to start shooting at you guys. So one's going to be shooting at Igni, and the other one is going to be shooting at Jack. That is a 1. Minus that, so that is going to be a 1. So you will definitely be missed by that. They have very heavy pistols, so they can only shoot once. So Igni, the one on you kind of like shoots pretty fucking wide. You're pretty much safe there. Let's see. Um. Okay. Defender's DV determined by range of target and weapon by defender's dex plus evasion skill plus 1d10. Okay. So then that means, Mr. Striker, I'm going to need you to roll me evasion.
Skill.
Yes.
Where would it be under?
I believe that's under... Is that awareness? No.
Oh, fighting skills.
Yeah,
I see it.
fighting, yeah.
Fighting skills.
Yeah, there it is. This is your dodging bullets skill. Oh, very good. Yeah, you're fine. This heavy pistol shoots, and you manage to get out of the way of that pretty easily. Okay. Francis, you're now only being held by one guy. You now have an option to use not just contortionist, but also brawling or athletics to rip yourself out of his grasp. Francis?
Oh my god, sorry, I talked so much with being muted. I want to, I want to brawl, and I want to spend all my luck.
Okay.
And here we go.
All right. All right, you managed to brawl your way. Oh, you managed to rip yourself away from the officer that's currently got you pinned down, and roll towards the vehicle. You are now free.
Can I move behind the vehicle to take cover?
Yeah, you can use the rest of your movement to get behind the vehicle to get away from the rest of the officers, which brings us back to Saja. Are you going to be successful in getting away this time versus just one officer? That is the question. Ooh. It looks like it. Let me just double check here. Yep. You managed to get away as you managed to slip out from underneath the officer that currently has you pinned down. And you can use the rest of your movement to also make your way behind the car.
So just having abandoned sort of trying to wriggle and crawl his way forward out from underneath, when he finds himself held down by only one person, he's just going to sort of crack an elbow backwards as he yells out, "Fighting! Fuck you, pig!" And then follows up front to stucking behind the car.
All right. Now, all of you are now not being covered by officers. Now, you are currently in a shootout with the officers. There's still 4 of them up. You can continue to keep shooting at them if you'd like, but chances are good more are going to start converging on your location very shortly. So now comes decision time. Do you try and take out these officers and probably Sergeant Waters while you're at it, or do you fucking make a break for it without a car? That's going to be answered in part by Igni. What are you doing?
There's no other cars around, like cop cars.
There is a cop car out front, but the question is whether or not you could get into it and then hotwire it and get it to go. I'm not sure how good you are at it.
Yeah, where is Echo?
Echo is currently in the car panicking.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
he's in the car.
That's good. That's fine. He's just in the car with his hands over his head like, please don't let me die! And you're like, this is good. Good job, Echo!
Is there any chance, like, I can see car keys anywhere?
Well, all the officers currently have car keys on their on their pockets. The chances are good all of them work for just about any of the cop vehicles. So
And there's still 4 o'clock, right?
yeah.
Can I have like an idea of like the layout, maybe? Like,
So right now, you guys are right in the front entrance that would normally be used by trucks, having broken through the shutters. If you have a broken down car in front of you, there are 4 officers standing next to the person entrance, the worker entrance, so to speak, that are currently like aiming guns at you and firing at you. In the center of the warehouse is Waters at his desk, probably taking cover. And then there's basically an empty warehouse outside of that that surrounds you guys. Outside of the place is a big long street. There is a cop car there in front of the place, but it is only one.
and there's no cover like between the cop that's down and the other ones.
They don't have cover. You're using the car as cover.
Yeah, but if like I ran towards that, there's no more cover.
Correct. Correct.
Can I like with my movement go like outside and take cover there?
You could if you wanted to. You could take cover behind the cop car. You wouldn't be able to see any of the officers from out there. Not unless they followed you anyway.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep firing. I don't think I can grab the keys or anything like that. So, yeah.
Okay.
Did I hear any of them make calls or anything like that? They probably did. Right?
They probably aren't because they were busy shooting at all of you. But it's not unlikely that Captain Waters is probably calling basically like all hands on deck and starting as far as like bringing more people here soon. So if you don't get moving, you're probably going to get swarmed by officers, and that's not going to be a good thing.
Okay, I'm gonna still under the car, so just move towards the exit, but still on cover and shoot again.
Okay. You can only shoot once if you are in the midst of moving, as a note.
Okay.
I thought he could. I thought like I remember reading it's like you can shoot, move, then shoot, or like move, then shoot, depending on your weapon.
I have no ammo. I have to
It's splitting movement and rate of fire. Combat and Cyberpunk is fast paced. Whenever you move during your move action, you can take your action in the middle of that move action, and then just keep moving afterwards. We call this splitting. These are called 2 rate of fire attacks. All attacks can be split across the move action. Okay, yeah, you can shoot twice. Yes, that's my bad. It's confusing because they use the example of a single rate of fire action in the example of how this works.
Yeah.
I still have to reload. So... Wait, I shot
Wait,
8 times?
You shot
No, you didn't.
twice, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you don't have to reload yet. That'd be too soon.
The game says I have for some reason, so I don't know.
I'm confused.
When I
Are you
click
on?
to roll attack.
Mag size is 8. There's no fucking way you shot 8 times.
Are you in the fight section and under your weapons it shows ammo 7/8, right? Or whatever you have.
Yeah, I should have 4 bullets still, I think. Because I
Yeah.
shot twice, 2 times. I think.
Well, just roll. I guess just roll for what you got.
Oh, you didn't load it when you equipped it. That's why.
Ah,
Well,
All
Man.
fine. That puts us down to that then. So I'll manually adjust that. There we go. All right. 17 actually hits. Given the DV, because they are 7 to 12 meters away from you. So yeah, 17 hits. So go ahead and roll the damage. All right, 11 more damage onto onto another officer. Go ahead and try again. You are using a heavy, so it is 2. So you can go ahead and shoot twice.
can I aim this one
Yes,
separate?
if you'd like to do an aim shot. I will say, aim shots, I believe, take 5 away from your roll.
Well, I guess just to see what happens.
Okay.
where are you aiming at?
10, I guess. Somewhere like then. Yeah. Does it hit?
Sorry, I'm just making sure that I have the thing correct. An 11 is not going to hit, no.
So that's it, I think.
Oh shit, it's actually a -8 to do an aim shot. Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, now I know. Okay, so you shot twice, you hit once. That brings us down to Jack.
All right.
Sorry, this will
So
get a lot
he's-
more fluid the more familiar I get with how combat
Yeah.
works.
No, don't worry. Even I'm still figuring it out. It's a lot of stuff. All right. Seeing that everybody now is free, Jack gets out of cover, aims at the cops, and then he yells back to the group, "Find a vehicle!" And I turn to Echo. I'm like, "Unlock it!" I don't say Echo's name. I just say, "Unlock it, and we'll get out of here." And then I'll cover for you guys, and then I just shoot at the cops. So first shot.
Okay.
Let's see.
Uh, 14. That will miss, unfortunately.
All right. And then next one.
That one will hit. 19 will hit as you manage to knock a guy. Ooh, straight in the leg.
Perfect.
Go ahead
damage.
and roll the damage. All right, another 10 damage on top of that. You already did 6 earlier on that particular fellow. So you've done 16 so far. So he is lightly injured, meaning that he has a penalty to anything that he tries to do. Officers are going to go ahead and start shooting back. We've got 4 officers now shooting. One's going to be shooting at Saja. One's going to be shooting at Igni. One's going to be shooting at Jack. One's going to be shooting at Francis. So each one of you may feel free to roll me evasion rolls.
And quick question: being behind cover that improves like the difficulty of hitting us, right?
Yes.
Cool. Just checking.
It's
Okay. Okay, so the first one is going to miss. Second one is going to hit versus Francis. So, Francis, you're going to be taking a little bit of damage here.
okay.
Francis, you're going to be taking a total of let's see, what's your armor?
My armor.
Yes. What do you got? If you have any. Looks like you
I
just
don't
have
have
regular.
anything on.
Yeah. So you're going to be taking the full
You don't
damage
have
here.
armor?
You're going to be taking the full
That
damage
is
here
bad.
then. That's going to be 12 damage done to you. That puts you down to, I believe, 23. So that puts you at a hell of a wound state there.
That is not good. Okay, France, you need to run. Get to a car.
Okay. And let's see here. Did anybody else get hit? It does not look like it. Nope. Because it's a 13. Well, wait. Yep. Tie a defender. Okay, Jack's fine. Jack and Igni are both fine. So that is their turns as they unload their heavy pistols onto you guys best they can. Francis, you just got shot. What are you doing?
Oh, the car that I'm behind. I can't. We're gonna be able to use it.
No, that particular car you're behind right now, you cannot use. There's a cop car outside that is being considered for trying to hijack it, but that's going to require Echo's help.
Yeah, I just remember Jack just yelled, "Everybody go! I'll hold the line." You know,
Okay.
get a car.
Can I do like a perception check to see if there are any other officers that are running our way? Or can I do a perception check?
You
More importantly, I want to know.
go ahead and
more
give me a
cars.
perception check, and I'll let you know what you see, what you hear and
Okay,
see.
yeah.
You don't hear shit. It's just guns going off. You can't focus on jack shit right now. It is absolutely annihilating your amplified hearing.
Okay, and Echo is still in the car that I'm behind.
He isn't.
He's,
Yes, he's currently hiding in the back seat, curled up in a ball, trying not to die.
Oh shit. Okay. I will. I'll open the door to the car. So I can look at Echo.
Boss.
Echo. We gotta get the fuck out of here. It's the only way, okay?
I don't want to go anywhere. I'm getting a shot.
Echo, it's fine. We got a good route out of here.
You're shot.
And
You're
it's-
bleeding.
Echo, if we stay here, I'm going to die. And if I die, your job, it's fucked, okay?
I'm not worried about my job. I'm worried. Okay. What do I do?
You just follow me, alright? We're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay.
Okay.
The shot just grazed me.
This is bleeding from your shoulders.
Flash.
Yeah. So you convince Echo to follow you.
Okay. With my perception roll, I don't see any cops elsewhere.
No,
What about like alleyways and stuff?
you are overwhelmed with gunfire. It's just overstimulating you right now. You can't fucking hear a damn thing.
Alright. Shit. I'm gonna run away from the cops.
Okay. Echo will follow as you guys make your way out of the warehouse
and
via the
I-
hole that's been created by Jack.
Can I also in my turn tell my team that I'm running away?
Yes.
Guys, We need to get out of here. I don't know how to steal a car. I don't have those skills. Please.
If you give me a second, I can get the doors on this cop car open and get it started. These things run automatically off of various different features.
Shit. We'll do that, Echo.
It's gonna take me a second. Just keep holding them off.
I was about to ask him, like, Echo could probably hack a car.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many cars are automated these days.
I
Ian.
will be next time. Yeah.
Ian, what are you doing?
So Saja has started reaching down into one of the sort of bottom pockets on the back of his backpack, is unzipping it and reaching inside. There's like a quick sequence of like almost montage flashbacks to previous statements he has made. So like a look at him looking in concern over to Francis, where he is bleeding slightly, and a flashback to him in the alley making the promise of like, if it turns to violence, don't worry, I've got your back. Flashback to him meeting Igni and Jack on the street, and his assurance of like, you know, well, most of the music I do, it's pretty loud, as he tugs out a flashbang grenade.
Nice. Okay, flashbang.
So peeling out from behind the corner of the car and tugging the pin, just going to like lock eyes with Jack, who is currently sort of trying to lay down suppressing fire. Just this manic grin on his face as he chucks the grenades towards the cluster of where these officers are firing.
And seeing the grenade go up, Jack just goes behind the cover of the door and makes sure he doesn't look in that direction so he doesn't get blinded.
All right, looks like everybody's got to roll a DV15 to resist. Let me double check here. No.
Yeah,
I believe you have flash protection in your eyes.
But not for the ears if it makes noise.
True.
Ooh, actually, wouldn't
I
it be
believe
worse
it
for
gives you a I believe it gives you a bonus towards resisting it, not like absolute immunity necessarily. Let's see. It attacks the eyes and the ears. So your eyes might be fine, but then your ears will have a bigger issue here. But I'm gonna need everybody, because the cops are like, this is a very small area. This flashbang's not far away from you guys hitting the cops. So everybody needs to roll.
Conceptually, I'm trying to basically throw it so that it's going down sort of the corridor that they were pursuing us down. Like, I'm trying to get it as far away from the group as possible. If it's going to do like a lot of friendly fire, then I would probably do something else.
To see if you are able to do this efficiently, let me look at your skills here real quick. Let's go with... It's a grenade, so I'm going to go with heavy weapons check on that. Ooh.
Oh, that's the worst thing he could have.
Yeah, you just you go to toss it, and you kind of like screw up the throw, and it just kind of like lands right on the other side of the car, as it kind of like lands in between you and the cops and blows in the whole area.
Right before it lands, like right when I see Saja throw it, I look at him. I'm like, and it rolls near us, and I'm like shaking. I shake my head at him, and I'm like. And I brace myself for about to be some bad day.
Okay, so all the cops are gonna have to roll resist torture. I need everybody else to also everybody else in the warehouse right now to also roll resist torture.
The only people would be Echo and Francis. They're outside, correct?
Correct. All right, Jack, you're fine. Igni, do you have any bonuses as a result of your?
It says immunity to.
Okay, so your eyes are fine. You're able to see everything just fine. The flash goes off, your eyes are fine, but your ears are fucking beep.
Who's the one that has amplified hearing?
That would be the guy outside, Francis.
Oh, you're so lucky, because that would have been so bad.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so Jack, you're fine both ways. Eam, you have injured your ears and eyes for the moment with your flashbang. As far as the cops are concerned, two of them are currently like fucking holding their faces, like shouting and cursing. The other two have managed to properly shield themselves enough and kind of like turtle themselves so that they're not as affected by the flashbang. So you have effectively disabled 2 of them. You've also disabled yourself, and the other 2 are still fine. Waters is still like in the center of the warehouse, away from all the action. He's not participating in the firefight.
Okay, I'm just double checking because I've just looked. So in the rulebook, if you want to throw an object,
Okay.
you can do so by using an action to make a ranged attack using Dex plus Athletics plus 1d10.
Oh, it's
to a
athletics.
maximum of
Okay.
25 meters.
That would actually change it because your athletics is higher than your heavy weapons. So, you have an extra 2 on that. So, well, it still would have been a natural 1 though. You know?
I know. I just want to make sure that we're
Yeah.
aware. Of
In the future,
the
throwing
specific
weapons are
rules are.
athletics. Got it. So Dex plus athletics plus D10. That's what the throwing weapons are supposed to be used under. Got it.
Also, it's just with regards to that I have no skill with heavy weapons, but I would have skill with athletics. So,
true.
Yeah.
Still would have been a natural 1. Still would have been, I guess a 7, which still would fail all DVs. So is what it is. But we now know what throwing weapons are used for. So it's not heavy weapons, it's athletics. Good to know. So yeah, 2 of the cops have been disabled. Igni's ears are fucked, and Saj's ears and eyes are fucked. At least for the next little bit. So that's what happened there. In the meantime, Igni, what are you doing?
I'm gonna grab Sasha and like by the hand, I guess.
Okay.
If I do that, like I can still make him run like with me, I guess.
Okay.
And go to the behind the cop car outside and scream at him, even though he probably couldn't hear. Good job, Rocker Boy. Now go.
Okay, so damaged ear. Whenever you move further than 4, in a turn, you cannot take a move action on your next turn. And damaged eye, -2 to ranged attacks, perception checks involving vision. Okay, so yeah, because of your damaged ears, you and Saja are very much off balance, and you're having a hard time like moving for terribly long. When you do like move out of the warehouse, both of you are now feeling like kind of nauseous from having like moved in that. You're feeling like you're kind of jerky. You're jerking yourselves around a bit. So both of you are kind of like not feeling great. Only person who's still fine right now is Jack. So Igni, are you doing anything other than dragging Sacha out of the warehouse? Igni?
No, I think no.
Gotcha. Okay, Jack, that brings us to you.
All right. So in the warehouse, it seems is it just me and then the other cops that are still there, right?
Yeah, 2 of them are currently like holding their ears and eyes and just like in immense levels of pain. The other 2 have managed to more or less resist it the same way that you did. So it's now you versus essentially 2 officers.
Okay. And just checking, the warehouse is not that big of a room, right? Like if I look across, I can see Waters right there. Like
yes.
like
Well,
15
he's
feet.
he's hiding behind cover, but yeah.
Okay, perfect. Looking at the car that I wrecked through the wall, and I'm guessing like, is it in bad shape? Is there smoke coming out?
Yes.
And I'm guessing with the flashbang, it probably like impacted the car itself, or no, flashbang.
Flashbangs don't really cause any sort of like actual like damage to anything outside of just like making an extremely loud sound with a very bright flash that kind of just fucks up your senses. That's kind of the purpose of it.
Perfect. As a previous Nomad turned solo, would I be able to blow up the car as we run? I want to make sure if I try to keep them away or kill them in the last explosion.
You probably could. So the smoking out the front, that's not really going to do anything. What you need to do is you need to get the gasoline of the car connected to some sort of ignition. be it like a grenade or like a lighter that you toss into it, something. That would be the thing that you'd want to do. What you could do is you could blow a hole right in the gas tank and have that stuff start leaking, and then like as you're leaving, find a way to ignite it if you have some way to do so.
Would a bullet not ignite? Like, no.
I think a bullet shot into the puddle, like ricocheting off of the sort of like cement of the place, might cause a spark.
Okay, so I'm gonna go that direction because I don't think I have anything that can be considered a fire starter. That's my move. That's my plan. Then. So behind the cover, seeing it stun, I have 6 movement. How much is that? Is that like?
You can move 6 yards.
All right. So
yeah.
Seeing that, I'm trying to move as far away from the car. While I'm moving, I shoot the gas tank to make sure the puddle comes out.
Okay. Let's just make sure that you do that correctly. So go ahead and make another handgun for me real quick. Won't be a terribly hard one to make.
Handgun, correct?
Yep. As long as you roll a 3, you're good. Yep, and you did. So there you go. So yeah, you managed to shoot a hole in the gas tank, and gas starts sort of like leaking underneath the car and beginning to create a puddle. Yeah, you guys get out there as our boy Echo is doing his best to hack into the cop car outside. Let's see what he rolls. Ooh, very good.
Oh, thank God.
So as you get out there, let's see. Francis, Echo is on your turn since he's your subordinate. He is working kind of hard at the moment, and he manages to get something on his first guess, and then you hear like several consecutive clicks being made as he goes, "Door's unlocked! You can get in! I still have to get into the actual navigation."
Hearing that,
what's the navigation?
Me driving this thing remotely like it's a video game.
But can't Jack drive it?
Yeah, if you can hotwire it within the next 2 seconds.
All right, Echo, get inside of the vehicle in the back and start your navigation hacking.
Okay.
And I will take cover outside the door.
Okay.
And ready. Wait, can I like bring out my gun and ready in action against nothing?
Sure.
Against nothing?
You can ready your gun and see if you can't like shoot at anything that's coming at you guys. Saja, you're kind of like stuck a little bit right now. You are kind of dry heaving as a result of the fact that you just got jerked around after your ears got fucking like demolished for a second. It's also like everything is kind of like blurry, and like you see like flashing lights just kind of like circling around your vision at the moment, almost as if you looked way too hard into a spotlight while you're on stage for an extended period of time. So that's kind of where your head's at right now. You know that you've been guided outside, and you're hearing like
just generally cognizant of the fact that there is still gunfire going on, and I have no idea where it's coming from. I'm just basically trying to stick low to the ground.
Understood. Okay, so preparing to evade the best you can, turtling. Turtle tactics! Igni, you're in a similar situation, but at least you can see.
Okay, let's go. Is there any other cops around? Like, besides
You are,
the ones-
well, I would say that you could hear something, but you can't.
So,
why is everything working so perfectly right now?
I
I
don't.
mean, I wouldn't call it perfect. It's okay. So I'm gonna try to.
It's not that it's working perfectly, it's that his ears are damaged.
Yeah, there's probably someone coming, but. I'll get like the door open but not get inside. Still be behind the like engine and whatever of the car and ready myself to if
Okay.
the cops come out.
Both of you are having a hard time actually getting to the vehicle. Like I said, you're very off balance as a result of your ears being damaged. You moved before. You're having a hard time moving now, so you're not quite able to get to the actual vehicle itself. At least not on this particular turn. But at the very least, you know where you're going. You're kind of like leading your turtled up pop star towards the vehicle the best you can. Jack, you have made your way outside. Saja and Igni both look like they're having a hard time moving towards the cop car, which you now see that Francis and Echo are both inside the back of.
Perfect. And like, how far are Saja and Igni? A lot far ahead of me, or no? They're like, I can see them.
They're like
Are
right
they,
in
like-
front of you. If you wanted to like shove them forward, you could, but I'm not sure if that'll
Okay.
help. If that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, no worries. Just checking. And since I'm outside now, can I hear or see anything? Cops pulling up, coming our way.
You are able to hear in the distance.
Ah,
Like there is sirens coming in your direction.
And hearing that, I'm like, of course. And I see that the whole group is pretty much not handling this well. I turn around, and do I see like the cops still, two of them still stunned, or they're like moving forward slowly towards us?
The other two that were not stunned are like making their way around the car to like chase after you.
Perfect. And I'm guessing by now, like since I hit perfectly with the gas tank, there's a puddle.
Yes.
How close are we to the car? If I shoot it now and it blows up, we
It'll
get caught in the
probably
blast.
it'll probably launch you and Igni and Saja backwards.
Actually, we do need to move.
No.
Like those movie scenes where we're running away and then it blows up and we get pushed forwards towards the car. I actually might do that.
We do need to move, so boom!
I know. So, quick question.
Nitrous activated.
Like the explosion. If I guesstimate, would it be like we get caught in the blast, or just the force would push us if I blew it up now?
The force would push you, but the car itself is like bursted a massive hole in the shutters, so there's a possibility that some of you might get hit with shrapnel.
Shit. All right. I still got 6 feet of movement, so I look towards. Shit. So, and if I try to push them forwards, that's like action. I won't be able to shoot, or no? I can still do that.
Yes, it would still be an action to shoot.
So I have 6 movement. If I try to move both Saja and Igni as much as forward as I can, how far can I get them?
If you just like spent this turn like shoving them, you could probably get them over to the doors of the cop car.
But I couldn't shoot.
You wouldn't be able to shoot. 'Cause this is essentially be your like kind of. It's kind of like a pseudo attack action to like shove them over to the car.
Yeah, shit. And who were the ones that got shot? It was just Francis, right? Everybody else is
Yes.
at full health.
Correct.
And the cops are at the car right now. 2 of them at least, right?
Correct.
Next turn they probably be away. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm shooting the car. We need to move.
Okay. Car gets shot. I need everybody.
Wait. Before I do that, I make sure to tell them so they won't be mad at me after we get shot. Okay.
They're deaf. They can't hear a fucking thing you say. So you're shooting at the car. Go ahead and rate me a handgun check to make sure that you shoot the puddle and don't miss it.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
And I need everybody to make me a 15 makes it. So I need everybody to make me a let's call it yeah, we'll call it endurance check. As the car blows up and like the two cops that are like next to it get flung to the side. You guys get flung. It's just oh no!
I mean, that makes sense.
Oh no! All right, so we're at so Jack and Igni both get tossed to the ground, but Saja just fucking goes flying into the road, like right into the middle of the road, just does like a front flip, boom, splats in the middle of the road here. Saja, go ahead and take 15 damage as you get blasted onto the road. You are now blind and deaf and also in pain. That's that situation.
How far from the car is he? Not too far, since the car's on the road?
Probably about like 5 meters, I would say. You can probably
Okay,
drag
that's
him
not too
over. Francis, Echo is getting into the navigation and he starts the car. He's like, okay, we're good to go. Everybody get in now.
Okay. Good, Echo. Get ready to get out of here. I'll go and try to help Saja get in the car.
Okay. So you're getting out to try and drag Saja over to the car?
Yeah.
All right. So Saja, as it is your turn, you are being your arms being pulled as you're being like pulled up to your feet to get to and being dragged elsewhere. You're pretty sure you see a cop car that you're being dragged to?
Oh, you messed up, Bundy.
The thing I will ask is, can I roll like to recognize that this is Francis, because he was the one who was pretending to be.
He is dressed up as a cop.
So but would I recognize from like the grip that he is using that this is people who were much rougher with us?
That's a possibility. You're kind of in a bit of a loopy state, but that's going to be an intelligence check.
Oh joy! Can it be human perception?
Yes, I will allow human perception for this. Okay. All right.
Christ.
Yes, you're able to recognize, because you know what the feel of a man holding you is, and this is definitely Francis. You recognize that grip as he is dragging you over towards the cop car.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying.
Oh, fuck. So I assume you're letting him get you over into the cop car.
Yeah. Basically, like slight flashback to back when he was famous, being like escorted to a car, with like his head down by bodyguards, when there's like a crowd of fans pressing it around it, and being like, you know, I prefer that. I prefer when the crowd doesn't have guns.
Igni, that brings us over to you. You kind of got knocked down to your knees a bit by the explosion, but you're still more or less okay. You're able to start moving again. Your ears are still ringing hardcore, but you can make your way over to the cop car now. Probably in the like passenger side or something.
Yeah, I can get inside them.
And then I assume that Jack is going to follow suit, getting into the driver's side.
Yep. And
Okay.
as soon as I get in the driver's side, I look around. Is there anything I can wear to make it seem like a cop is driving this car?
There is a there's a cap in the glove compartment that you can maybe like use and kind of like duck down a little bit and wear as a disguise.
Perfect. I put that on. I grab the wheels and I turn to Echo. I'm gonna go. Tell me, give me, and I've been in Night City a couple months. Does anybody have a place where we can like lose people? We're in Arroyo, correct?
If we go to the combat zone, no one's gonna follow us there.
Hearing that, I grab the wheel and we get out. Hey, should I turn on the siren?
I don't know. Up to you. It could be a good idea. It could be a horrible idea.
I don't turn it on. If I hear sirens approaching, I'll pretend to like blend in and pretend I'm going to an emergency too.
Okay, as
But
you're
for
doing
now-
that, I need you to make me let's call it just a general cool check.
General cool check. All
Yes.
right. Come on, my cool should be good. Actually, it's all right.
It's all right.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my luck.
Probably a good
There's
idea.
3 left.
Oh! Yes. Okay. So he kind of like gets all of you guys to kind of like duck down as he's also kind of like lowering himself a bit so that the rest of himself is not showing. It's just kind of like his face, and like the cap over top of it as he's in the middle of driving out of Arroyo towards the combat zone. Several cop cars kind of like drive past you. You see them kind of like glance at you for a second before going towards where the explosion just happened. And you guys manage to get yourselves out of Arroyo within due time, and eventually you find yourselves in the combat zone where no cop is going to follow you. Now,
And-
as you do get here, you are in a cop car. This is gang territory. There are people fucking looking at you.
We're gonna
As soon as
burn
we
the
get here, I back up to the edge and like. Actually, no. I get to the cop car. Is there a brick around? Like as soon as we get out, and is there a brick around?
Yeah, there's probably debris in general that you can find laying around the streets here in the combat zone.
So, because I'm guessing we're like, if you can see where I'm pointing my. How do I click on the map so you can see where I'm pointing at?
I can see your mouse.
Okay, so if we're like in the beginning area, is there
Yeah.
a way for me to like make sure the car drives off into the ocean if that's water? Or
Yeah, you can kind of like position it over towards the docks over here if you want to.
yeah. So as I do like try to position it so I can make sure it just goes in the water and I don't know goes underwater. All the data is erased. I turn to Echo. Echo, can you erase any sign of us has been here? Can you erase any signs of us?
Well, you kind of already sent it into the ocean, so I can't get to it.
No. I said before that. before
well,
as I was setting it up.
Okay, so while you're setting it up, he's like, I can definitely make sure that all signatures of us using it is definitely gone. There's no internal cameras on the front seat, but there are in the back seat. I can definitely erase those. It's gonna take me a second.
Go ahead, and I wait. So
God,
as
this
soon as
is,
he's done-
sir, am I seriously not getting overtime for this?
Echo, you're gonna be well compensated.
Okay, because tonight's been very crazy, and I still have work tomorrow.
Echo, this is gonna go for good for you. You've done good here today.
Okay.
I'll make sure of it. I'm a little fucked up right now, so.
Yeah, I noticed that. We should really get you to the hospital.
We'll see
Saj is
about that.
pretty good with first aid. Actually, Saj needs first aid. Scratch that.
Is
Well,
there people still
Enough.
looking at that?
Yes, there are people still looking at you. I mean, you just drove in on a cop car, and now you're like positioning it to drive into the fucking ocean. People are like fucking looking at you, going, "What the fuck is going on over here?" At the very least,
Google.
there are people. So Echo will eventually be able to wipe all the data as he kind of like nods to you that it's good for you to dispose of it now. And during this particular time, you guys have managed to drive out of Arroyo. You've gotten into the combat zone, and now, Igni, the ringing is starting to go down. You're not feeling it anymore. And Saja, you're now also able to see and hear a little bit more clear now too. Just like, your ears still feel like they need a bit of popping, like the fucking Archer bit. But you're feeling a lot better than you were originally.
Okay, guys, we came here for the information on the agent. I'm not sure about how the technology works, but I can imagine we want to access that information as soon as possible.
Let's get to a safe spot
Yeah,
first.
we need a safe spot.
I don't know of a safe spot around here.
How far is my apartment? My corpo apartment?
Your corpo apartment would be up here in the plaza. So
That's pretty far.
you'd have to
Pretty-
make your way
pretty
through the
fucking far.
Glen, through Haywood. Yeah.
How far is the bar?
The bar where Bess is at, that's clear up here.
Okay, around the same distance. So
And the sort of like the trailers that all the people who live in the various different big old cargo containers, that's like way out here. So you guys are pretty far away from just about anywhere that you're familiar with.
Because I live in those cargo containers, so it will be around this area then, right?
Yes.
Oof, man, none of them are close.
That being said, I believe Saja actually lives near Arroyo, like right about here, in a small apartment, I think.
I had the money for an apartment. Lucky.
A very small one.
No, Cube Hotel.
Yeah,
The
Cube
question I
Hotel.
was going to ask is,
Right.
Saja does have a friend who lives in the city. Would she live within the same sort of area?
Who's your friend again? Let me double check. Like
It's based on my life path.
Yep.
Han Chae-young.
You old childhood friend. Yeah, she probably got here a lot sooner than you did, so she had a little bit more time to establish herself. Probably works, I would say, within the Arroyo prefecture itself. She'd probably be like near the corner of Arroyo here, my guess. So she'd be the closest one.
I've got a friend somewhere who might be able to let us lay low for a bit, but we are a little bit obtrusive, as we are. Should we think of a way to move stealthily?
Lundy, just a quick question. So if there's probably like motels and places we can just rent for like a night or even hours, probably cheaply, right?
That's not a terribly common thing because most people don't tend to like come here to visit if they're poor. Motels are more or less like out of style at this point. If there are some, then they're probably like on the road coming into Santo Domingo here, because that's generally where like people coming in from other cities might be coming by to drop off like packages and such, like deliveries. So that would be even further out to try and find something like that.
Okay, and so I guess we'll walk towards Saja's friend, but as we're walking, since we're around this combat zone area, by chance would we find any like cargo containers, even empty ones, just to like
here
hide in?
Not safe ones, streetwise.
Okay, gotcha.
Roll streetwise for me. I'll go ahead and explain based off of your roll.
All right, streetwise.
Okay, 12. You're not super familiar with the sort of culture of the combat zone in like an intimate fashion, but you're pretty sure that if you do find like an empty place here, it's because whoever is occupying the place, probably squatting there, has left for a period of time, probably to get drugs. And if they have, when they return and there's people there, they probably won't mind just unloading on you the moment they find you. The people here, they actually do govern themselves, for better or for worse. And if this is a person who's like protected because they're, I don't know, a loyal customer or something along those lines, that could also get you in trouble with some of the gangs who run here too.
Yep, let's keep walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So heading over to Saja's friend's place.
Yes, if it
Yeah.
doesn't go well, I guess we'll just find the cargo containers in the old area.
Okay. So you guys trek your way up to the sort of southeastern portion of Arroyo to try and find the small sort of duplex that Huang lives in. That Han. All right, nice. Saja knows how to keep you guys nice and discreet. as you make your way there. Eventually, you guys kind of come up to the one half of a duplex apartment area, and kind of you guys find yourselves kind of like knocking on the door, looking around, somewhat paranoid. And you hear some animals inside making some very like loud noises at the sound of you guys approach. And then eventually, a woman probably about Saj's age, so a little bit older, probably in her later 30s at this point, kind of opens the door and looks out at you guys suspiciously through like the crack of her door for a second. She recognizes Saja for a moment and then kind of opens the door the rest of the way and goes, Saja?
Hey, Cheong. Don't mean to crash in like this. It's just, I have a gig later tonight and I need somewhere to get cleaned up.
You look like shit.
I had an encounter with some tarmac, but I came out better for it.
Who are your friends?
So it's just gonna basically make introductions, but be as like vague as possible about like what we're actually doing.
This is like a bodyguard, and this is like this is bodyguard's like boss, and like this is a hacker that I'm working with. He's really good with music stuff, and I like him, and this is his friend, so he hangs out. And anyway, after a little bit, Han seems to realize that you're being somewhat cagey and kind of rolls her eyes. You're not gonna get me in trouble, are you?
Have I ever gotten you in trouble?
Yes.
Okay, well, I promise this time I won't.
Fine. Come in. Take off your shoes.
So Sajid is going to take the chance to take off his running shoes that he put on earlier for the chase and tuck those back into his pack and take out his more flashy Asia Pop sneakers and just tuck those down on the mat. As he sort of turns to the rest of the group, like, do what she says.
I'll take off my shoes.
She kind of like shakes her head a little bit. And you as you guys are coming inside, you see that there is like there's another fella who's just kind of like in the living space who appears to be in the midst of watching Tridio at the moment, and he's just kind of glances up to you guys, and then he begins speaking in Korean over back towards Han, and Han responds back in Korean. Saja, he's essentially just asking like, who are these guys, and Han's just saying, don't ask questions, that gets us in trouble. And he just kind of like throws up his hands and says, I'm going for a walk. He goes and he like brushes past all of you to go outside. And then Han calls back to all of you, now in English, as she says, I'm making tea. Sit down. Saja, get shower.
Well, you're even more strict than Park Nooney used to be, but can do. He's gonna just sort of shrug a little bit to the group as he gestures towards like the dining table and then ducks through to take a shower.
Well, seeing that, and then Jack just looks over the rest of the whole apartment and the person that Shaja just left us with. We have no idea who it is, and just went to take a shower. He sits down on the couch and does a quick inspection of his weapons, of his clothing. Kind of surprised he was perfectly fine. No, not a single hit.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
meanwhile, Francis over here, blood coming out of his shoulder, just trickling. Just injured lightly.
I produced the Waters' agent in my pocket. Echo, you gotta do this thing for me before I die. You gotta check what the fuck's happening with these cops. Use this agent.
I mean, I'll see what I can do. I mean, it's gonna take me a little bit. I barely know what I'm even looking for.
See, as soon as he takes that out, Francis, I'm like, you put it on the table, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
I grab it and I'm like, I know just who to give this to. Actually, they'll be able to help us figure out what's in this a lot quicker.
Who are you giving it to?
Just before we talk about anything, who hired you guys?
Echo just points to Francis. I work for him.
Yeah, you work for him.
Yeah, he works for me. We're just curious. We're just curious
Yeah.
citizens.
Your brother and you work for each other, I guess.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Look,
you had
Yeah, I work for my brother. He's older than me. He's more successful. And he's also, pretty high up. He got me a job, and I just kind of do what he says.
Mm-hmm.
look. Here's the thing, all right? I'm working for one of the corporations in the town,
Yeah,
and we're just trying to gather some information.
yeah.
which corporation? I ask.
Um,
You know,
I give them a name that's not Akari Heavy Industries.
Okay, you got a big list to go through.
What are some businesses that are in the same business?
That are in the same business as Arasaka.
Holy
No,
shit!
as the one. The ones,
Not
I work
Arasaka. Akari.
with. Yeah, Akari.
My bad. Euro Business Machines, IEC, Microtech, Zetatech.
I work for Microtech.
Human perception. As soon as he says that.
I want to know if I can roll. for
Okay,
it.
well, let's go ahead and do a deception real quick. See what the DV is.
All right. Deception.
And to be honest, it's gonna be like there's gonna be a bonus onto this because it's not like you guys would know it's like which corporation he would work for. He's already telling you he's working for a corporation. You don't
Yeah, I
necessarily.
just know, like, you're gonna just know, hey, it's fishy.
Wait.
basically.
What do I roll?
Let's see. So deception is going to be where's the social skills here? So that is going to be persuasion.
Yeah.
Okay, 21. And we're going to up that DV by another 2 to 23. So if you guys are going to be doing a human perception to determine that he's lying, you're going to have to be a 23.
Okay, let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Oh my gosh!
And then you crit. All right, well, Igni doesn't know one way or the other.
Yeah.
Jack, you're pretty sure, the way he said Microtech was a little hesitant, so maybe that's not the one he works for, but you don't really know who he would be working for. It's not like he's got any sort of uniform on.
Just took that away in my head. It's like, okay. I was like, cool. Is your organization paying money for this information? I hold the chip and ask.
This
Is it?
is so far strictly personal.
I see. Well, sure, because we were hired for this, I would say. So, how about this? You come with us to submit our query, and then whatever information we get, you can find out yourself too.
All right. But after we're done, I can keep the agent.
I believe so. As long as the client doesn't need it anymore. So I think they just need the information.
I would like to have Echo check over it first. Actually, what harm
Actually,
would
that's
that do
probably.
you?
No, actually, yes. Actually, I turned to Echo. Can you make sure it's not being tracked? Because I'm not sure if we did that.
Oh, it's likely being tracked at the moment. I didn't have enough
Oh,
time to
shit.
get rid of that, so I was
Oh,
hoping
shit.
that we
Oh,
could
shit.
get to that now.
Yes, do it.
Yeah.
And scramble the location if you can.
This is basic agentware. Everyone has the Where's My Agent app. Everybody has that. I don't know why you wouldn't give it to me in the first place.
Hey, I wasn't the one that had it. Francis had
Oh,
it, and then he
shit.
just took it out.
I'm not good in the field, guys. I'm more of an office worker.
Yeah.
Oh shit! We might have gotten Saja's friend killed.
Okay. It's cleared for now. I don't know if they started looking for it yet or not, but bear in mind that this hasn't been wiped as far as information is on location is concerned until just now. So anywhere between the combat zone and here could be being investigated.
Shit. Okay, as soon as I hear that, I'll go up to the bathroom. I knock on the door. Is Saja taking a shower yet? Or... I was like, Saja, we need to go.
I think he's just sort of like opened the door. He's got like a towel tucked on. There's just this smear of like scabs all down one side of his face from where his like face hit the tarmac. That's like almost speckled directly into the pattern of his facial tattoos. What's the problem? We should be okay here for at least another hour or so, right?
Well, we forgot to scrub the location finder in the agent. You know, the Where's My Agent app. We kind of forgot about stuff like that. So your friend might be in trouble if you don't leave.
Shit. I thought we would have already done that.
He's already in trouble. Like, leave the city if you can.
No, I don't think so. I think she can... Oh, I mean, is she good at lying? Can she take interrogation? Because she might have to go.
He's basically just going to slam the door shut again as he just quickly pulls himself back into his clothes. Is then going to come barreling out and head through into the kitchen and just have a very quick, hushed conversation with his friend in Korean, giving her the advice to basically, we need to trash the place a little bit. If they show up and ask, then somebody barreled their way in here and went out through the back window.
You said you were not going to get me in trouble.
I didn't.
I'm just punching you. Like...
This was not my fault. I assumed that they would have already dealt with the situation, but it seems like we were being followed.
Oh, whose fault is it that you assumed wrong?
Yo, Jack, kick a door down, like the front one.
Okay, I go outside and break the door with my leg.
What are you doing to my house?
I'm sorry.
They want me to punch you, like
we are doing this to make cover for you. It is the most sensible thing we can do in this situation. All you've got to do is tell what is, quite honestly, the truth right now. That
Saja, you owe me a new door is what you owe me.
Okay.
Yes, Saja will definitely pay you back.
No, I understand. You trashed the place. You make it look like you came in here and left, and then I have an excuse. But you owe me a new door.
It's okay. I have a gig tonight. I will stop back later, and I will pay you back the price of the door.
And while we're here, I'm like, is this, like, we trashed the place. Is this good enough? And I'm like, should I make it more realistic? I don't want to do it, but...
My husband is going to come back so mad. He is going to be so mad.
Because I can train them.
I'm never going to be able to have friends over again, thanks to you.
I mean, we could just, not help you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You trash place, you leave, you don't get me in trouble anymore.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, we do that. And as we're leaving, is there any cars in the street?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. Well, looks like we're walking to the containers then. Whatever. How long that is.
As you guys start to walk, Echo's currently like walking with the agent in hand, like starting to work on it, and he's just like, how funny would it be if we ended up not having to actually trash the place because they didn't start looking for it yet?
You son of... You better hope that's not true. Can you check that, or no? You don't know.
No, there's no way. There's literally no way for me to know whether or not they did or didn't.
Better safe than sorry. That's what I always say.
I still think they should just leave the town, but I mean, I'm paranoid.
True, they did kind of see all of our faces. The police decided to arrest them and ask them questions, and they just decided to tell them what we look like. I mean, that's... It just, I'm just listen, I don't want to do anything. I mean, they seem like nice people. I mean, they let us in without too much questioning, so I don't want to screw with them personally.
I turn to Echo. Echo, actually, back when we, were fighting the cops, I'm pretty sure we were all undercover and bullets were flying, but hopefully did they see our faces? They probably did, didn't they?
Probably. I don't know if they saw mine because I was kind of like curled up in the car, but
could you scrub that any possible way?
Well, I can't really scrub people's eyes.
Well, no, some of them have what you call.
Well, yeah, some of them have cyber eyes that they use to record that stuff, this sort of information, but not all of them do. Cyber eyes aren't exactly standard operating procedure for the NCPD.
That'll be okay. You know, I'm pretty sure the cops. This is not the first time cops have been shot at this place. They probably get that through daily.
Yeah, probably.
sure.
I mean, listen, so long as something else happens within the next couple of days, they might even forget about you altogether.
Well, I mean, a riot did happen, and people with some big
Yeah.
union
True.
council did get shot.
Yeah.
But we also kind of assaulted the, chief of police. Well, not chief. He's one of the sergeants.
Sergeant.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Still,
I was thinking of killing them all, but we didn't have time.
well, that's a good way to ensure that they're definitely going to be looking for you forever.
No, if I killed them all and then just blew up with the car and then left the 6th Street gang sign, it wouldn't be on us.
I don't know. You can't guarantee.
Actually, that one cop that we left, bleeding out in the in the corner. I wonder who knows, if we're lucky, he's like, oh, apparently I got hit by the 6th Street gang. They blame it on them.
Maybe. Maybe they take note of the fact that we don't exactly operate like a gang does.
I know, yeah. We should have said some weird things about like, oh, don't come back on our territory or some bullshit, but too late now.
Yeah. That just kind of
Okay,
shakes his
so-
head as you're walking.
So our best bet for right now is that we need to
Lay low.
finish the
the-
job, get paid, and then lay low until this blows over.
Pretty much, yes.
Probably a good idea, yeah. And as you guys are heading to decode the agent to have a copy of the info for yourselves at the very least before you turn into Bess, we're going to go ahead and call the session for today because it is about that time and we are a little bit over time, but it's perfectly okay as you guys are making your way downtown. Before we go ahead and end entirely, I'd like to go through and do some affirmations with everybody. So, starting at the top to the bottom, David. Got a favorite moment for me?
I conceptually love the idea that our extraction plan basically devolved into I'm going to drive this car into the building to make an exit. And everything just devolving into an all-out firefight. It's very like the way Cyberpunk sometimes goes, where it's like, okay, things went bad, time to start shooting.
Yeah. Yep. FRA. Anything for you?
Yes, the plan was, it was going so well. Even got the agent, but I guess that one bad roll. It was hilarious. I love the plan, and I love the flashbang mishap from Saja. Oh my gosh, that was gold. Like everything that could have gone wrong and like made it more fun to not escape went wrong.
You still got away. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
You just didn't get away entirely unscathed. That's the only issue.
I did.
That's true. Though you did spend some bullets, so let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Gresslock, anything for you?
Yeah, I mean, I liked FRA's planning a lot. Or he did a lot of planning. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I don't want Francis to die though, but
All got shot once.
yeah.
As long as you get that scene too, you'll be all right in due time. Monday, anything for you?
Can I just quickly get somebody to know that the way Echo was just like curled up in the back of the car and Francis had to like hold the door open, and Echo's just like, but you've been shot. I can't leave her. I'll get shot. And it just had to be like, okay, but if I die, then you don't get paid. So, so do your job.
I need you to come with me, or we're gonna die. So there's that. Monday, anything for you?
Yeah, I guess the whole. I mean, Tyra is really great at distractions, and even role playing, like, just became a porn star and that was arrested.
Yeah.
Really came up a lot on hour and did a good job role playing. So yeah.
Yeah. Had a lot of fun with this particular session. We're learning how combat works, so that's good. We'll get that smoothed out in the future. And make it a little bit easier. Also actually have maps and enemies and stuff, and not just kind of like, a blank fucking map and stuff. So that's the hope anyway. But I can't always plan what you guys are going to do. So, that being the case, I'm going to go ahead and call the session there. Thank you guys for coming and watching and hanging out and all those sorts of things. Always appreciate it. Stay safe, don't die. I will be back tomorrow with Cyberpunk Team 2 to see what they do on their particular mission. So, stay safe, everybody,